it's about time we had a toast. Let's have a toast for these douchebags. Let's have a toast for these assholes. Let's have a toast for these scumbags. Everyone that I know. Let's have a toast for the jerk-offs who will never take work off. Bobby, I got a plan. Run away fast as you can. And on business.
Pasta and yogurt, it tastes like heaven. And we eating pasta and it.
Alright, let's start it there.
Yeah. We've ended careers before. They call us a lethal weapon. You brandish an unsheathed sword. Plain hero, Roroni, Kenshin. We kicked it aside of your door. Use the one who will get to seven. Where was that bravado you had a hot minute ago? Hey, we got ups, but I wouldn't say we beat. How the saying go, it's a two-way street. Get me on the pipe and you know they had a tweak. I'm just trying to lay my name, you get what I'm speaking. We entertain the masses and anywhere that we can. There's some asshole think that you can press the lead and put the whole squad down, get out within the weekend. But we stars, boys, so continue, go and see. We've ended careers before. They call us a lethal weapon. You brandish an unsheathed sword. Play hero, Roroni, Kenshin. We kicked it aside of your door. Use the one who will get to seven. Where was that bravado you had a hot minute ago? Talk a big game till you learn it ain't one. Got your nails on this track's another freight ton. Not a single dub, so you gotta make one. G, get domino, trying to cook some great stuff.
You can keep talking, this be the season for hunting. We down and new in our treasures while casually pressing your buttons. You keep pretending and nothing, but we can tell you be frontin'. Try threatening us with a poker, but your face looking all flushed. And we calling out all the bluffs and we telling you what is left. And we saying enough's enough, but you trying to keep acting tough. If you really think that you run, let me tell you, you ain't the one. Cause the song will be nothing speakers and the whole team finna pump it, y'all.
We've ended careers before. They call us a lethal weapon. You brandish an unsheathed sword. Played hero, Roroni, Kenshin. We kicked it aside of your door. Use the one who will get to seven. Where was that bravado you had a hot minute ago? We eating pasta and yogurt. It tastes like heaven. And we eating pasta and it good. Yeah.
Goes kind of hard, doesn't it? I'm gonna be honest with you, the only way I could get like the intro going this hard is if I just like did the opening itself. I have an idea for like a short I want to do, like an animated video short that I make. I'm trying to keep oh jeez, it just quit the game on me. I didn't know it could do that. Friends should warn me before it does that. That's hilarious. Hold on a moment. Hold on a moment. Got him. It is. It is. It is. It is. My apologies for the not that's the wrong one. My apologies for the ear rape. Here, we'll just open up with this. It's an Easter egg fair. That's one that I didn't do that. One I haven't done. Again, sorry for your ear rape if that happened to you. Oh goodness, everybody. Happy Friday. I don't know what we're calling it. Don't know what we're calling it yet. It's not hump day, but you know, happy Friday. Oh goodness. Am I giving my Discord ID? I don't know what you mean by that. Akko's playing Grounded. I am not. Not quite sure where this lie came from, but I am not doing that. Friday the 13th. It is Friday the 13th, yes. It is. It is. Age verification? Oh, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. I know Temp might be like, oh, why are you talking about it now? We're going to talk about it on Sunday. Well, we can do both. We can do both. We'll do both. All right, I fixed the thing. I fixed the thing. Give me one moment. Give me one moment. I'm going to fix something real quickly. Alrighty. There we go. We actually get the music up that I wanted to listen to here. Friday by days? No. I was thinking about calling it Foxu Fridays and then just having the Fox model up, but I feel like I would be encroaching on somebody else's territory there if I did that. So we're not going to call it that. We're not going to call it that, but I was tempted to do that. But I'm not like a thief here. It's been a day. It's been a fucking week. It's been. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Tell me if that's too loud, by the way. Foxy Fridays? That's not a bad idea. Better idea than the Yippies came up with. Chibi review situation is insane. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today, chat.
At Project Leave Their Todd send $5 for more hats. Ben's pointing at Underdog BT, Nayara, Evan and doing his best All Might impression saying now it's your turn while passing the mantle.
Indeed, 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 indeed. We won't be jumping straight into Bent right now. I got other stuff, all right? I got lots of stuff here, all right? And I know that, you know, this time slot is one where everybody's a little competitive, so we're going to start with other stuff, but we'll jump into Bent later. We'll jump, if you are here for the Bent stuff, it will come up later, but just to give you a brief TLDR, here, I'll show you the image I was going to use. Give me one moment. Give me one moment. All right, chat. Brief TLDR of the situation. Bent is gone. Bent is gone. He left. He Loraxed his ass out of here and flew away. Okay. Bent is just gone. Kind of. I highly doubt he'll be gone forever. I'm going to be honest with you. Bint says that he's going away from the internet forever. I don't believe him. In fact, I am very much in the camp that he cannot keep himself off the internet because, you know, unlike people that can go outside, work a 40-hour work week, come back home, and enjoy themselves on their 3-day weekend, I don't think Bint is capable of touching grass. In fact, based off of what we'll talk about today, Bint is such, like, okay, I have to let you guys know, I've never really talked about Bint. I'm sure that there's, like, brief mentions that I've made on stream, but I've never dedicated anything to Bint, because Bint is one of those people that, in my personal opinion, as long as you ignored it really didn't bother you that much. Fun fact, I ignored Bint pretty much the entire time he was there. Besides like a couple of mentions I'm sure that you can find, and he never really bothered me. I'm sure he hated me, and I'm sure that like he talked with some people that also hate me about how much he hates me, but he never talked about me, and guess what, I never talked about him, and it kind of just like stayed that way. Now he probably would have if I was bigger, or if I was more of somebody to go after, I guess you could say, but he never really talked about me, and I never really talked about him. So, you know, cool. Glad he's like stepping away, honestly, because, you know, there's very few times where I will actually say that somebody is harassing and doing things that like I feel like need some kind of intervention. Bint is one of those few people.
At Lobert_Tarian send $5 for more hats. In reference to Bint, to quote Cabin in the Woods, Akuwa Haibo Kushida.
I have no idea what you just said there, but thank you.
Oh my god, she's got milkers!
Thank you for the
At
5.
Alpha Chat Feener discovered mom has milkers and gave $5. Listening at work. Funny how the usual suspects didn't come out to defend Bint. Makes you wonder why.
It does make you wonder why. Oh, wrong one. Oh, that one just goes behind me. It does make you wonder. It does make you wonder, in my personal opinion. Like I said, we'll get to Bint eventually. You know, the house is burning down. All right. But, like, he's not somebody that I'm interested in covering right in the beginning. You know, I want to let everybody jump in. And I've got a lot of shit that I want to talk about. But the Bint segment, I've got stuff. I've got quite a lot of stuff. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I can't really show you all this stuff. Because, for those that don't know, Bint is gone. Oh, no. Why is Bint gone? Because, they doxed him. All right, they doxed him. I can't really, you know, I try to avoid saying that. It's kind of hard to avoid that because that's all everybody is talking about is how Bint got doxed. And so it's not really something I can avoid saying. But yeah, Bint got doxed. And he ran away. So some of the stuff that I'll be talking about, I won't be showing on screen, and I'll be avoiding using certain things because even though he has been doxed, I'm going to avoid trying to use personal names and personal information because I try to do that. I know I've probably failed in the past, but I try to do that because, you know, that's just kind of my principles there. But yeah, so we'll be talking. We'll be talking about that later, because there's a lot of drama with it. But anyway, I hope everyone's having a good week. I've been having a good week. I gotta show the brony stuff. I don't have anything on the brony stuff. You gotta send me the brony stuff if you want me to pull it up. I'm just gonna be real with you. I'll add it to the list. But yeah, how's everybody doing this week? How's everyone been feeling? Quick update for me. Chat. I don't have a thing pulled up here. Hold on. I have a few things going on next week. Wow, this is going to be such a shitty picture for me to just well, no, yeah, that picture will work. That one will work. A few house cleaning things for me, chat. I don't feel like it's going to be I don't think it'll be a problem to say. But sometime next week, I'm going back on side scrollers. And all that kind of stuff. Very exciting, very fun. Love them. Go away, spam caller. Let me mute my phone real quickly. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'm going back on side scrollers next week. I'm excited about that. I love Craig. He's a great guy. You know, when it comes to the culture war. There's a lot of people, in my personal opinion, that don't contribute to the culture, or they try and fail. And Craig is one of the ones that does a good job, in my personal opinion. He's actually doing things. Now, I was about to say he didn't really start a company, but he did start a company. Craig technically did start a company with side scrollers, and he does do stuff with it. And, you know, Craig is like one of those guys that actually inspires me to do more. You know, he's not the main factor, but he's one of the reasons why I like felt emboldened to go along with my self-hosting that I'm working on, still working on TM. And he's one of the reasons why I have projects that I want to do to add to the culture. Because I'm going to be completely honest with you, it's not enough to just sit and complain. You know, if you've got the means, if you've got the ability, you should contribute in whatever way you can. I have an idea for how I would like to do so. And so we're going to do that. We're going to do that. Didn't he create Screw Attack? He did create Screw Attack. Again, that's why I was like, oh, he didn't. No, yep, he did. He did. So I'm going to create culture. Coffee brand, creamer, and pie. No, we're not going to do coffee. We're not going to do... the idea I have, I'm not going to mention too many specifics of, but like I have an idea. I think it's a good idea. The people who I have told me that sounds like a very big undertaking, but if you really want to do it, sure, you can do it. So we'll be working on it, and my plan is hopefully a year or two. We'll see. It's not a coin. It's not merch. I can't tell you, but yeah, it is something I'm working on. It's something I am working on. So yes, I hope that I hope you guys are interested. But yeah, like I said, I like Craig. I like the side scrollers. There are very many people that just talk about the culture. He's one of the few that I really like. I like him. I like DJ Cobra. And I like Nerd. Oh, I love Nerdrotic. Nerdrotic is amazing. But yeah, so that's just a brief update. Going on side scrollers again. Next week. Also next week, I have Wednesday off, by the way. So Hump Day will happen next week. So I hope you guys are interested in that. So I will have Hump Day next week on Wednesday. Am I going to start manufacturing my own printer filament? I mean, if I do that, I'm not going to be selling it because that's going to be for me to use. I'm going to be... If I manufacture my... Listen, I did actually look into it. It's not impossible to do, but it is also very difficult to do. So, with the room, the size I have right now, I'm not going to be manufacturing my own. I'm going to try and recycle my own filament, but that's the extent of it. That's the extent of it. Anyway, let me get rid of this pop-up right here. Confirm choices and bring you back up. All right, so I am telling you all right now, management has told me to lay off of a very specific topic. For now. I was thinking about making a certain something like one of the mainstays of my stream today. Management was like, let's wait. Let's wait. So I was gonna talk about something that came out recently. We're not going to. All I will say is there's a lot of things that are alleged right now. And yeah, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I watched the video that it's in reference to, and I don't like a lot of what I've seen. And we're just not going to talk about it right now. It's not time right now is basically it. We got a new Jew? No. Well, that... I won't say in specific, but I do have people that are working with me. But I'm not going to mention it right now, basically, you know. Just say it. It's the there's a situation where people are making allegations against Nux. There's some stuff that they show. It's pretty bad in my personal opinion. However, I am waiting to make an opinion or to watch it in general, just because it's Yeah, management was like, that's a nuclear bomb that I don't want. They just want to wait on right now, basically. So we're not going to talk about it. Instead, we're going to talk about the fact that RFK Jr. says that he was never scared of COVID because he used to snort cocaine off of toilet seats. I'm going to be honest. There's been some duds in the Trump admin. We'll be talking about at least one of them today. There have been dud moments and then dud people, in my personal opinion. But RFK is a gem. All right. I absolutely love RFK, and I think he's amazing. And I think all of you should think he's amazing as well. At the very least, all right. At the very least, RFK wants you to eat healthy. All right. And I guess I hope he doesn't condone it, but apparently he wasn't afraid of COVID-19 because he used to snort cocaine off of bathroom stalls.
You know what, I said this when we came in, and I said, I don't care what happens, I'm going to a meeting every day.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm not scared of a germ. You know, I used to snort cocaine off of toilet seats. And yeah, I know this disease will kill me.
Right.
Like if I don't treat it, which means going to meetings every day, it's just bad for my life. So
That is amazing.
For me, it was survival.
That is amazing. I absolutely love that. Oh, you know, I'm not really afraid of COVID. I used to snort cocaine. Did you hear the story of when he stole a whale head from the beach? Probably. I don't know. I like RFK. He's at least trying with health-based stuff, you know. He there's an ad recently where Mike Tyson came out and slapped a donut out of a dude's hand and said, eat healthy. And I thought that was kind of neat. I don't have it on me right now. But I do think that even though there's a lot of jokes that this admin is running, the stuff that they are taking seriously is pretty nice, I would say. You know, some of the stuff they're taking seriously, I'm glad that they're taking seriously. Even if I have some of my own, like, problems, specifically related around AI, which I didn't bring up anything about AI. I guess I could complain about AI later tonight if you guys really want me to. Remind me later tonight and I'll complain about AI, because AI is something that's been on my mind, and I think some people should be paying more attention about where that is going. But that's not a topic for right now. We're sticking on health right now. All right, we're gonna stick on health because health is important. But anyway, I do like that RFK just decided to come out and say what he did when he was younger. I don't know how old he was when he actually did that, you know, but it was pretty hilarious. It was very, very hilarious. Anyway, on the same vein of health, let's talk about AdvancedGG. Now, chat, you all know that previously I used to be a pretty big shill of AdvancedGG, and I was because they did something that no other supplement company that caters to gamers, I felt like, did, and that was dye-free powders, which I thought was, yeah, I still think that is a pretty massive deal, and anybody that does that, like, basically wins my heart, because, you know, artificial dyes are really bad for you. But as you all know, I'm no longer with AdvancedGG, and the reason why is because they decided to virtue signal too close to the sun. They let go one of their, in my opinion, top five earners, that being Rev Says Desu, because a bunch of people complained about how he was racist and sexist and very mean, and he supports all of the things that they don't support, and it was not cool. And, you know, I didn't really, like, approve of that, and so I decided to just step down. I didn't really make a big post of it on Twitter, but recently, I did make this post. And the reason why I made this post is because AdvancedGG, it seems, is now asking for new partners, okay? They tweeted this back on the 10th, where they're saying, like this post if you want to be partnered with Advanced. I'm going to be honest with you. I almost liked it as a joke, but,
From MommaOcco.
you know.
At Lowbert_Tarian send
Thank you for the
$5 for more hats. Pretty big shill? That is a lie cause I had to spend money to shill your code in super chats.
That's not true. That's not true. I'd say that we both shilled it just as often. I threw the code in the YouTube comments pretty often. I'm going to be honest with you. So at the very least, you know, I made sure to pass it in the chat. And I was starting to get better at just like throwing it out there to people. Besides the point. So, Advanced is looking for new people. And, you know, I don't think this would really be like a take of anything. But like if they're asking for new people, I do have to wonder just how many people walked away from Advanced in the first place. And so it is kind of sad. Because again, I don't really know of any other supplement companies that are going to offer dye for. I like legit. Me and my mom talk about health occasionally. I think the last time was a couple of months ago. But I tried to sell her on Advance. I was like, Mom, this stuff is expensive. You know, you can use my code because I'll give you like a special discount. But like I like sold her on it because I was like, well, here's what's inside it. Here's the dye free stuff. And she still didn't like all of the sugar and stuff that was put into it. She was like, well, it's nice that they're putting their best foot forward on it, which with no dyes, you know. But like this is about as close as I'll get to like talking about Advanced. I really don't plan on talking it much more after this unless they decide to continue to virtue signal into the sun. But this is a comment that I kind of made on it. I say I'm gonna be real. I shilled for Advanced for a long time because I felt like they were fair. They got rid of a VTuber who was racist towards white people and partnered with Rev. That's a good point to bring up. I partnered with Advanced for two reasons. Number one, Rev was there. So if Rev was there, I felt like there was less of a chance of me getting removed for cancel culture, because Rev is like the god of drama YouTube. He is like the guy that talks about drama. Not anymore as much anymore. But he is the guy for drama VTube, basically. And the other reason is there was a female black VTuber who was removed from Advance because she was racist towards white people. And I was sitting there thinking, if they punish racism across the board, because I believe at the time the thing was, oh, we just don't like racism, which I thought was fine. You know, I think that was pretty fine. I'd say don't be racist towards people and you'll probably be fine. But I was like, if they would do that, then I felt like it was okay. And then I continue on by saying, when they got rid of Rev, it told me they were willing to bend. He was one of their biggest creators that had his face on their product. And that is true. He had his face on at least one of their flavors, which is like a pretty big deal. You have to move a lot of product, I would say, in order to get your face on something like that. So you know, it is like pretty huge to remove that kind of guy, basically. And I say, if it happens to him, it will definitely happen to me or you or anyone they get told is bad. I can't trust a company like that, especially knowing they have partners still like Vex Milk, who actively espouses anti-American ideals. Somebody brought up Vex earlier. I will be bringing up Vex. Vex is definitely a segue. I don't know who brought that up, but yes, Vex is going to segue from this because I wanted to talk about her a little bit today. She said something and I wanted to bring it up. That's why. So here's my shitty little warning as one of your few supporters who enjoyed dye-free supplements. You started the fire. You refused to back your biggest man. Everyone partnered with you is on the chopping block if you get enough pushback, unless, of course, they say fuck ice. And that's just what I believe. I believe that these people, unfortunately now, are compromised to the point where they will bend if they get enough pushback, and that's really unfortunate because, again, you know, they were one of the less shitty companies. I would say that they were actually a pretty good company. I'm sad that it had, like, legitimately. I still have their shit. I'm finishing off the supplements that I have because I'm not just going to throw it away. That shit is expensive. But, like, I'm not gonna buy it anymore. You know, I used to enjoy taking it as opposed to buying Dr. Pepper in the morning because it felt like a better caffeine and it didn't feel like I was feeling like shit later down the line, you know. But you know, that's really unfortunate. And now, you know, I don't have that, which is really sad. Cause I don't know, I liked it. But as I mentioned, again, one of the things that really bothers me is it feels like now they're just going to continue to back shitty people. Because, like, you know, you want to talk about how it's one thing to say we just don't want to be political, you know? If a company came out and said, we are going to remove people that are overly political or are racist or damages the brand's integrity to a major degree that encompasses those basically two things, that might be understandable. But they're not. Because they still have this fucking bitch who doesn't just grift for money, which we'll talk about, doesn't just grift for money, but she has to be, I would say, way more antagonistic than a lot of people. You know, I know that Rev sometimes gets thick in the weeds on some things, but I don't think that Rev does this. You know, you're free to prove me wrong, but I don't think that Rev will actively reply to every single fucking moron that is in his replies, which she does, by the way. If you're not blocked by her, I'm sure she has like over 10 million people blocked at this point. That's like kind of an exaggeration. But like, if you're not blocked by this woman, she will reply to you and then block you. So, and I don't think Rev does that. I think the most he'll do is just like clown on you. And if you get on his nerves enough, he might make a video. But like, Rev doesn't do this. I'm going to be completely honest with you, where he shouts anti-American ideals like this. This is just insane. Now, I do believe that she deleted this tweet in specific, but she is still being insane. Absolutely fucking insane on Twitter. And they're not dropping her. They're not dropping her. You know, I would say that, like, you know, I don't believe in cancel culture, and I don't think Rev should have been removed because Rev, in my personal opinion, really didn't do anything wrong. There was a public discussion about politics. Rev contributed to it. The person he was talking to got a bunch of people that replied to her. I don't think that's harassment, okay? Because he didn't directly he didn't pull a tech tone and say, oh, go ratio her. That would be considered harassment. But he didn't do that. People just found her tweet and replied to it, and he got removed for it. He got removed for it, and I think that's bullshit, in my personal opinion. So, but yeah, I just think it's crazy that, like, Rev gets that treatment. And I'm no friend to Rev. You know, last year he attacked me, which is for the simple fact that one of his wife's friends are upset with me. But like, you know, I don't stand for this. I think this is really dumb, and I think it's crazy that, you know, Advance wants to remove him, one of their biggest earners. They're probably never going to get another Rev. By the way, in my personal opinion, they're probably never going to get another one of him, and they choose to keep this. This is what they choose to keep. That is way better for their business. So, yeah, cool. Good luck with that. You know, I have no idea how much money Rev makes for the company. You know, they're a private business. I don't know what their intake every single year is in terms of money. But you know, getting rid of one of your top 5 creators and basically telling his whole audience to go fuck yourself is definitely a way to go. You know, in my personal opinion. So good on you, buddy. Good on you, buddy. That being Advanced. But yeah, this is just insane. He clearly makes more. No, I agree. He definitely makes more than her. So, you know, I just find it funny is all I'm gonna say. It's just funny. Anyway, speaking of Vex, she decided to grift again. Or at the very least, she's begging for more money again. Now, again, before we continue, some people, not me, because I don't, this is just one of those things I just don't want to be wrong on, will say that Vex is a habitual liar about everything that she does. I will at the very least say that it is not really kosher to me for you to beg for money a lot and then also go do a bunch of extravagant things and show them off on camera. It's like, if I'm asking from, if I ever tell people, hey, I've got this medical expense, if you want to contribute, you can. I'm not going to then show you a whole bunch of shit that I decided to buy at the store, you know, because that's kind of like an asshole thing to do. It's quite the assholery thing to do. Like Mizu's teeth. Yeah, Mizu's teeth need it. My teeth need help too. But I'm not really in the spot where I'm begging you for money, all right? If you want to contribute to my teeth, you may. But I'm not asking you to pay for medical expenses right now. I'm not in that spot. Anyway. Vex decided that after begging for money for her surgery, which she has, by the way, survived cancer 5 different times. And I do believe that this is cancer that is in her woman bits. Very unfortunate, in my personal opinion. She decided that after talking about her surgery, that now she's going to talk about the next thing that she needs help with, which is her teeth. And, you know, I can sympathize. I understand the struggle. Like I said, again, my teeth need to get worked on eventually as well. And we're figuring out plans and processes for that. But she decided that now is the time to beg for you to pay for her teeth expenses. Again, after all of her cancer treatments, which has gone on for like 3 to 5 years of cancer treatments, okay? And now she wants you to pay for her to get the fucking dental bills done. Now, I should say, again, to front load this, she has a part-time job, last I checked. Don't know if that's still the case. I don't know what her boyfriend does. Don't know if he's a full-time worker, if he's an Amazon employee or whatever. Don't care. But she has a boyfriend that she lives with. She does a part-time job, and her other part-time job is YouTube, or excuse me, streaming, where she averages a decent chunk of people. She and I probably have around a similar amount of audience. But like what she's doing is just getting on camera and begging for money every single day, basically. Every single fucking day, basically. No way someone can get cancer 5 times. I think it's a little more nuanced than that, but because of how bad faith she is, I can understand why it would be hard to internalize that, if that makes sense. Anyway, let's read this. And by the way, what day was this? This was yesterday? No, this was that was yesterday. That was yesterday. All right. So she says, after everything is said and done with my surgery, would it be okay for me to have a donation goal to go to the dentist? So again, and I don't know how much she asked for her surgery. Surgeries aren't cheap. Probably asked for thousands of dollars to go get this lady bits surgery. But, you know, is what it is. But she's saying, she's asking if you can donate to a dental surgery, which, by the way, is also not cheap. Per tooth, you can have upwards of $5,000 that they'll want you to pay just for the work on one fucking tooth. So, yeah, expensive. She says, I haven't been to the dentist since 2018. I had a traumatic experience with a dentist in Arkansas when I was living there that left me even more terrified than I already was. I went to this dentist for a root canal. I had never had one before, and I was told it's a process that usually takes about an hour or so, depending. The assistant was rude and demanding. She didn't answer my questions, and when she did, she answered with one word. The dentist himself was also condescending and rude. He hurt me while giving me Novocaine and didn't bother to check if I was done before proceeding. I was in pain throughout the experience and was told I was lying because I was numbed. When he went to flush the tooth, he didn't use the suction, and I ended up swallowing the solution, which caused me to vomit. While I was throwing up and crying from the pain I was in, the dentist told me to just breathe through it and I'll be fine because I'm overreacting. He took about 6 hours total to finish the root canal and had me take multiple x-rays through the procedure that sent me off with 600 milligrams of ibuprofen for the pain. Again, this is in 2018, I believe. When I went to pick up the ibuprofen, I stopped in the parking lot and just started rocking back and forth, crying my eyes out because I was in complete agony at this point. Called my grandparents, who told me I need to go back because after a root canal, that's not normal. Went back to the office just for the assistant and the dentist to pull me back into the office, get my face and tell me that I was lying. He said that there was no way I was in pain because he numbed me and it wouldn't have worn off yet. He said he didn't want to give me medication for the pain because he thinks it's weird and suspicious that I wanted pain medication after something as simple as a root canal. He said that only drug addicts need them. And after this procedure, and Bruce pushed me out after, the entire time I was crying my eyes out, holding my face. My only saving grace in this situation was a family practice agreed to see me immediately because of how much pain I was in and how badly I was crying and begging for help. Family practice took x-rays without charging me a dime and told me that there was an infection in the tooth and gums. The original dentist could have killed me because he left my tooth and the surrounding gum infected. Needless to say, I've been terrified of going again, but I desperately need to have work done. I have soft teeth and poor enamel. Hey, we're twinsies there. I have cavities and most certainly need fillings, if not root canals. Would that be okay to ask for help with as someone who doesn't have and can't afford proper insurance? Was the dentist... you know what? I have no idea if the dentist was Indian. That's a good question. I don't know. It's a question that she probably would be very uncomfortable to answer. But I can't even describe what I ate last week in detail. No way this bitch has this old story burned into the tomes like this. The lady doth protest too much. Yeah, I don't know. That was like 8 years ago. Now, I will be honest. It has been a while since I've got proper dental work done because it is expensive, and I understand that it is expensive, but that's why I haven't gone to do it. Now, I am planning on getting dental work done soon, hopefully this year. However, I am also planning to get, like, the preliminary stuff, like, looked at, and then once we know what I absolutely need to do, I'm probably going to update my passport and go to Mexico. Because there are people in Mexico that will do your teeth cheaper and better, and I don't have to lose an arm and a leg if I have to get things put with crowns on or if there needs to be anything replaced. I'm just going to tell you guys right now, by the way, I do have also weak enamel. I inherited that from my mother, and my mother and I both lament about how hard it is that, you know, we try to take care of our teeth the right way. You know, I've got one of those water squirters that I use to help me floss, and I get into all of the cracks and crevices of the teeth, but it just still feels like, you know, things don't work out. So I understand that. My problem is this woman begs for money way too fucking often. All right. I am just going to be completely honest with you. If streaming is not making it for you, if you can't like build up a support system through streaming, then which by the way, streaming is a mostly, fan-funded thing. You know, when you are a streamer, you get your money through subscriptions or through donations. But if you can't, like, if you've been doing it for so many years and she's having trouble and she constantly has to ask for money, she probably just needs to, like, get that full-time job. And I know that she's, like, her thing is like, oh, no, I want to be a streamer. I don't care. You should go get a fucking full-time job. I heard it's impossible to get a new passport. Well, for me, it's going to be a little more difficult because of some personal family circumstances. But I already have the paperwork drawn up on my computer. I need to print it, and then I need to take it to the passport office with some specific paperwork. And within 6 weeks or so, I should get my new passport. And then I can go get that all taken care of. In fact, I'll probably start working on that again tomorrow, if I'm going to be completely honest. Here, let me make a reminder for that so that I do that tomorrow. Tomorrow, Saturday. All I'm going to say is do passport, bro. There we go. Get that set up there. Perfect. Anyway. I'm not going to question whether or not she had her problems with the teeth. You know, that's for you guys if you want to question whether or not her teeth are as fucked up as she claims. I don't really care at the end of the day. My personal problem is just, I feel like, woman, just calm down. Go get a fucking full-time job. Oh, excuse me. And stop streaming. Because it's obvious that, like, you have to beg this much. You're taking streaming a direction that it doesn't feel like it's going for positively. That's all I'm really going to say. That's the update with Vexus. Now she's begging for money. She's jumped from begging for money for cancer to begging for money for teeth. And who knows how many Disney trips she's going to take this year. I heard allegedly she took 3 last year. We'll see how many she takes this year. Anyway, brief quartering moment. I grabbed this from Espiritu because the quartering deleted this tweet. The quartering was streaming, and he accidentally was live scrolling on Twitter, and he scrolled across hardcore pornography. Now, I heard that it's not just hardcore pornography. Allegedly, this is cuckold pornography as well. That's what I'm being told. I haven't seen it myself, but that's what I'm told. He scrolled across live on stream with his 2 female co-stars, which is hilarious. Now, chat, I don't know if you know this. When you are scrolling on Twitter, your feed is a little bit more better tuned to show you more of just like what you search. As the community note here says, OP has previously shown their recently searched bar on their browser live on stream, revealing they have searched Reddit for Scream Pie before. With an explicit search that specific, it's easy to assume that they search porn frequently and get recommended porn in their feed. So, I'm gonna be honest, Quartering is protesting way too much about this. Like, he needs to stop searching, like, literally. If that's the stuff you're gonna look up, don't look it up on the browser that you fucking stream with. I use 3 different browsers, chat. I use Brave for streaming. I use Chrome for like personal stuff. And then I use Firefox for business related stuff, for like things that relate to business stuff that I'm building. So like, I don't know why Jeremy can't do that. You know, it's very, granted, I don't know why a lot of people can't do that. You know, I would assume that people are smart enough to realize that, you know, you should separate, you know, your Gooner content from your main stuff. Hell, I don't even search Gooner content on my computer. I'm just not that interested in, like, on the computer. I'm going to be honest with you. If I do it at all, it's probably going to sit on the phone. It's not going to be on the computer. But, like, I don't know why he's keeping it to his main feed like that. I would just say that, like, if you have to scroll... I mean, I don't even scroll my live page because, like, even though I don't actively, like, look up porn on my Twitter account, I probably shouldn't scroll it anyway because VTubers are degenerate. All right? All VTubers are degenerate. And you should just, like, understand that if you follow any VTubers, you're going to potentially see degenerate things. So you got to be careful with that, you know? You know. So, you should browse while streaming. Unless you do what I'm doing right now and hide the fucking screen, you probably shouldn't do it. That's all I'm really going to say. I just thought it was funny. All right? That he says, I really fucking hate the degenerate porn on this website. Quartering, until you answer the Skybowl question, excuse me, and you answer all of the other weird questions about your porn, I really think that you should shut the fuck up with you saying how much you hate degenerate porn. Because I'm going to be completely honest with you. All right? I'm going to be honest with you. Quartering is just as degenerate as a lot of other people on the internet. However, because he's got his uwu Christian people that are on, who are also not as Christian besides Hannah Claire, in my personal opinion. All right? He's got fucking Melanie Mack on there, and he's got Hannah Claire, and he's going to pretend to be this Christian being when we know he is not. We know he is not. But I thought that was funny. I just figured I would share that with you guys because, yes, enjoy that. Enjoy that. I am actually going to move this. I'm going to move that to a different. We're going to move that to later. I'm going to slide that close for today. All right. We're going to... Does Quartering still drunk tweet? I don't know. It's a good question. That's a good question. Let's talk very briefly about some politics. Just very brief. Just going to give some opinions on it. Okay? Very, very brief ones. And then we'll move on. I feel like these are things that are okay for... I think everybody's going to... I think some people are going to be really freaked out with some of these things here. Like this first one that I want to bring up. Now, you guys all know the Epstein files have been ruining everybody's life. Especially people that were connected to him in some way. So it was revealed that the CEO of a photo shooting company. Here, I'll read this here. All of you guys, I hope that you are rightfully freaked out by this. All right. Schools all over the U.S. are canceling Picture Day. I didn't know that was today. Due to Leon Black, co-founder of the parent company that owns LifeTouch, being listed in the Epstein files. So this guy right here, his name is in the Epstein files. All right. And he co-owns a company that takes pictures. LifeTouch is the biggest school photography. Oh, excuse me. Let me rephrase. They're not just a company for photography. They are the biggest photography company for schools. Schools. Not just like photo shoots, but allegedly schools. It says that they shoot millions of student portraits every single year. For each child photographed, detailed information is obtained on the child, including names, ages, and addresses. The information was apparently sold to trafficking networks. So yeah, this guy allegedly, his name is in the files, and allegedly there's information that he that might have been captured with these photos. And yeah, that's just kind of like disgusting. Kind of just disgusting. LifeTouch does school pics for the districts where I live. That's I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, I'm glad all I'm going to tell you, chat, is I'm glad I homeschooled. Cuz ain't nobody take pictures of me except for my mom. They were she didn't even really take school book pictures. The only pictures my mom took are when me and her made food together, posted on Facebook, but that's really about it. So, you know, if you had a yearbook photo, chances are, if your school used LifeTouch, I hope that makes you feel weird. I hope that makes you feel just a little bit weird, knowing just how deep that allegedly goes. I'm gonna be real with you. Just, don't like it. Don't like it. Just gonna say. Anyway, we'll continue on here. Now, speaking of the politics, can I just say, again, one of my big problems with the Epstein files is just, one, I don't think it's ever going to be handled 100% correctly. I do like that certain people who are being named are choosing to walk away. But this just kind of bothers me right now, all right? I'm glad with some of the things that have been going on in the Trump administration, but I'm just going to be honest with you. This woman needs to fucking go. This woman needs to fucking go. When asked about the Epstein files, this is what she decided to do.
The Dow right now is over. The Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'd be laughing my ass off too. What the fuck does the Dow have to do with the fucking Epstein files? I'm going to be honest with you. Your job, Pam Bondi, Your job was to help get those things public. And not only did the government fuck around and not release them in a timely manner, not only did they have to be forced to release them in a timely manner, but there's been obfuscation. Okay? Okay? I don't care that the Dow Jones is up to 50,000 points. I'm glad. You know, cool. Maybe I'll throw money at it. No idea. That is not financial advice. But if you have to obfuscate like that, I think you need to be removed from office. I think that Trump needs to fire her because she is a horrible attorney general. And I've heard quite a lot of people agree. Her and what's his face? Kash Patel. Both of them fucking suck. And they need to be removed. That's my personal opinion. I think that she is kind of struggled, you know? And that comment right there just shows me how unserious she kind of takes this whole thing, you know? I just don't like that. I just didn't like hearing where it's just like asking a question, and she's like, "Oh, but look at the Dow Jones." I was like, I don't give a shit about the Dow Jones. I care about fucking pedophiles in my country being excised out. You know what I mean? So I could you please like actually talk about what they fucking asked you about? Anyway. In addition to that, I didn't actually check this community note. What does the community note say? Oh, never mind. This might be fake. Never mind. This might be fake. We're moving. Listen, if the community note says it's fake, we're going to move past it. However, I do agree with the sentiment that, like, I agree with the sentiment that, like, if it would tear down the whole system, I don't really care. You know, if a bunch of pedophiles are in the system, okay, yeah, get rid of them. I don't care if I don't care. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, chat. But like, if there are a whole bunch of pedophiles, maybe we should root them out. Not just in America, by the way, in every country. Every country should take a look and say, you know what? Maybe we should tear down our system and and replace it, because I'm not really into having pedophiles run my country. I don't know. I don't know. That's just me, though. She should be investigated. Yeah, I don't know. Probably. Anyway, jumping off of that, we're going to jump off of making fun of politicians just for a moment. And instead, I'm going to bring up something that I think people need to pay attention to. And that is that New York, and I think maybe one or two other states, are wanting to introduce legislation that would spy on 3D printers.
From MommaOcco.
Thank you for the 5.
Atmstilth3 sent $4.99 for more hats. Orange Man's biggest problem is that he's a 90 Democrat. 90s Dems are just as big of simps as the trad cooks. The GOP is full them and keep holding back.
Yeah. I mean, if they pass the ID stuff, I'd say that's a good step in the right direction. But there are enough lower drones who can take care of things while we get replacements. Yeah, but I don't want drones. I just want like, not a new government. I just want new people. Get rid of everybody in all of the powers of government. And then we need to elect new people, you know. Let's get rid of them all. Wipe the entire slate clean. The House, the Senate, Judiciary, get rid of them all. They all suck. They all suck and they're all corrupt and evil. All right? Then just replace them with new people that we all vote in. And hopefully they don't suck as much. Anyway, that's my take. I'm sorry. I don't know if you agree or disagree, but that's just my take on the whole thing. Anyway, New York really wants to ban or censor 3D printers. I don't really like this. I think that companies do well enough censoring their own stuff. And I don't like this because this requires them to basically spy on your system. And if they think, right, not know, but if they think that the item that you're printing is akin to a part for a weapon, they can just remove that file or just keep that file from being printed, basically. This is something that is being legislated right now. And I don't like that. I don't approve of that. Okay? I'm going to be completely honest with you. Just going to be honest with you. I don't approve of this whatsoever. So, if you're in New York, you should oppose this because this is wrong. And Washington as well. It's funny that it's on both opposite ends of the U.S. It's funny that it's on both ends there. One more minor politic thing, and then we'll jump, I believe, yeah, one more politic thing, and then we'll jump into Chibi for those that are interested. So, one more thing. I don't know how many of you live in California. I've talked about this once or twice.
At Zero Festiva Zero sent $5 for more hats. California is doing worse. They are suing someone on Florida for having certain 3D printing files over someone and CA could see it and maybe use them.
That's insane.
Obviously, Occo is a bad example because it's a lost cause.
At WiseMax33 tipped $5 to the lost cause. Trump isn't a 90s Democrat. He has been a Republican for most of his life. He switched to Dem under Bush for Iraq. He switched back under Obama.
Well, he probably switches depending on who's president, I guess. Which is kind of what I did. Granted, I was a kid, so that doesn't really count. I've really only been allowed to vote under one real big term, and that is Trump. And I'm gonna be honest, my politics haven't really changed at all. I'm still just like a voluntarianist loser that hates both sides equally, I guess. So he's a ship jumper. I don't think there's any, listen, I don't think anything wrong. There's anything wrong with changing your party based on if the party aligns with your ideals. If your ideals are very solid and then the party changes, but the other party more aligns with your ideals, then I don't see any problem with you voting for the other guy. If for some reason Democrats went pro 2A and pro 1A and like were very heavy on immigration like reform and like shutting down the borders, I think, and then the Republicans basically flipped, yeah, I think some people would vote for the Democrats. But to be completely honest with you, if you want my opinion at the end of the day, both sides suck equally. It's just what side of the boot you're getting for 4 to 8 years. I'm going to be completely honest with you. But yeah, that's my opinion. They both suck. Anyway, let's talk about California for a moment here. If you're in California, I wish you luck. I wish you a lot of luck, chat. If you are a Californian, you can raise your hand if you want. I wish you luck, okay? Because Valero, which is one of the big companies that refines oil into gas, has left California. Now, California has been having this problem for the past couple of years. It is not a new thing. This is a problem that has been building and building, and now, unfortunately, for California, I think they really are just kind of fucked. I'm pretty sure I talked about this before, but we'll briefly mention it again as we go through this. But Valero paid over $1 billion to leave California. Now, for those that, to put that into perspective, $1 billion, shit ton of money. All right, big statements here. They decided that it was more cost effective for Valero to pay $1 billion to just pick up the business and go somewhere else than stay in California That should tell you how bad it is for California. So by April, they're gonna be gone. They process a lot of oil with Valero. As it says here, about almost 9% of California's gas supply is now gone. They're going to lose over 400 jobs, and their local tax revenue is going to take a hit as well. It is also worth remembering that Phillips 66 is also leaving California, and so that's 10% total that is leaving in a year. So if you live in California, according to this, you should expect an extra $1.20 a gallon by summer. So that's absolutely fucking amazing. And you know, it's all because Gavin Newsom wanted to take on big oil. Gavin Newsom, big guy who wants to take down those evil, pesky gas companies that are contributing to climate change. Well, he just drove all of them out. He made them all leave. You know, instead of making them do their share and taxing them so that they get all of their ducks in a row, they decided it's just better to leave. It's just better to go where the money is. And guess what? The money is not there. So if you're Californian, good luck. Because this means that you're going to be expected to get an electric car. Because you're not going to get anywhere in a gas-powered vehicle when you can't afford to fill it. Oh, fuck. It's kind of sad that you... to put that into perspective. You know, let's say... Well, we'll do conservative estimate here. Thank you for the $5.
Atmostil 3 sent $4.99 for more hats. Californian here. The leftoids are getting worried. Sadly, I can't afford to leave. There are a lot off-based counties, but LA and San Fran ruins it.
Very true. Very, very true. They'll tax you if you leave. Very true. I'm assuming that this right here might be part of this breakup fee. That's their tax to leave California. But yeah, this is just like, to put this into perspective, okay? If you imagine, let's say that your car payment, if you have to buy a car in California, let's say your car payment is $450, closer to $500. Or maybe even less. We'll just go with the average. We'll say $400 a month. All right, $400 a month for a car payment. Okay, and then you probably, if it's like a used car or a decently owned car, we'll say that you're paying upwards of $100 to $150 for insurance. All right, you've got all of your minimums for your insurance premium. And you're paying about $150. You can tell me, by the way, if these numbers sound correct or if I sound wrong. Now, on top of that, you know, you've got your car payment, you've got your payment to your insurance, and now you got to get gas. Now, let's say that on average, you paid $50 every couple of weeks. Again, this is just in California. $50 every 2 weeks just in California to fill up your car. And now it'll go up to $60 or $70. As it says here, $70 to fill your tank now goes to $95. Let's say that you drive a truck and you've got horrible gas mileage. At some point, you're going from just paying $400 to $500 a month to paying closer to $600 or maybe even closer to $700 just to maintain a car. just to maintain a car to go to work. And, you know, it's California, so you don't really have the money to maintain a job that much anyway, so this is fucking sad. We have to rescue the dog. Dog doesn't want to leave. Dog is happy where dog is. I'm not saying that to be mean. Dog can't move right now. He has a lot of commitments that keep him where he is. But yeah. A bunch of insurance companies left Cali too. You got me yawning? Did I yawn? I'm sorry. Anyway, I thought that was interesting and sad. If you live in California, get the fuck out. I can't sponsor you to leave California, but you need to get the fuck out of California. Okay? That's all I'm going to say is get the fuck out of California. There must be a way. If you've got a family, there must be a way. Get out of there, find something better. Please. California is dying. Anyway. Anyway. Now we're going to move on. Now let's move on. This is a sensitive topic, so I ask that people are just a little bit nice about this. Thank you for being a member for 8 months, Internet Zen Master. Very much appreciated. I would ask people to be a little bit sensitive with this, just because it is a tough subject. I will say I do have tough words to give, and I don't say this out of malice. I say this as somebody who is an asshole but tries to be nice when I see genuine hurt. Because, you know, on this channel, we make fun of a lot of people, but if I see real emotions, if I see real people, I try to be real with them, if that makes sense. So don't confuse what I'm about to say as anything other than that. Sorry, let me refresh the YouTube studio is dying on me. Yep, it just crashed. That's lovely. All right, I'll wait for it to come back. But no, it's like literally deciding it wants to die. All right, we're gonna close that. Give me one moment. Give me one moment. YouTube, you need to fix your RAM issues. There we go. All right. Not weaponizing your empathy. So let's talk about Chibi. Stuff has happened with Chibi. I've been watching him from the sidelines. I know people that know Chibi. Quote unquote know Chibi. They're also online people. So I'd like to talk about his recent updates. I think a lot of people on Twitter, there have been a lot of mean things that people have said on Twitter. There's been a lot of like nicety that has been going on Twitter. My hope is to bring an opinion that hopefully like brings things down to earth in a nice way, you know, like a mother or a father or just like a parent would do when somebody is struggling, you know. And again, nobody has to care about my opinion. This is just my opinion on it. So Chibi's been going through it, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. I feel really bad for him because of that. He's been kind of under fire for a lot recently, least of which is associating himself and choosing to support other content creators that are in a lot of their own shit right now. And so I can't imagine that has been easy for him. But, and this was yesterday. Yeah, this was yesterday. He tweeted out that he had lost his fiance, his best friend, and his entire friend group in 24 hours. And obviously the tweets are gone. But apparently he was in a hospital for a few hours. And he's going through it right now, basically. Oh, gosh damn it. Where'd the thing go? Sorry. And it's not fun. It's definitely not fun sounding. I don't take any joy in hearing this. He has a video explaining it. He does. He does. I am not going to watch that video. And let me,
Obviously,
I'll explain it.
A lost
Thank you for the 10.
At Internet's in Master 8952 tipped $5 to the lost cause. Occo talking kinda news related stuff and Kirsha doing victory laps / talking drama. What world did I just step into?
You just stepped into it for sure. We haven't even gotten to the bin stuff yet. We're just barely talking about Chibi. And then I have other stuff I want to talk about. We are not going to be watching this video. And let me tell you why. I'll summarize this video for you. Chibi found out that his girlfriend, that he's been dating for a while, that he proposed to and was planning to get married to, had been cheating on him with his closest confidant, his best friend. Okay. And according to him, when he tried to go to people to confide in, all of his friends allegedly chose this the friend that cheated on him. And so because of that, he was basically cut off from all kinds of support. I would imagine that his family was still there, but he was cut off from all of it. And basically what happened is, and I don't know like if this was a serious attempt or if it was an accident, but he almost perished. And he was taken to the hospital. Now, I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm going to be real. The internet should not have heard that. I should not have been, he should not have told the internet that. Okay? The internet does not, or should not, excuse me, it's not whether or not they deserve it. They should not be hearing that. He should not have told the internet that. He should have not explained that, you know. He should have taken a break from the internet. I hope he is taking a break from the internet. But this is information that he should not have given away. Willingly given away. And my reasoning is, you know, even if he was somebody that was like more private, he should not have. But he is, in my personal opinion, one of the worst oversharers I've ever seen. He's really bad at it. Now, granted, a lot of streamers also share their entire lives. But he shares way too much. To the point where he would essentially have to quit the internet in order to get that piece and escape. Now, I'm not going to opine on the girlfriend or the best friend. I think that it is very disgusting that they did that. I think that if she didn't love him, she should have just stopped being with him. I have no idea what the situation is. I'm hoping and praying that she doesn't do anything. I'm hoping and praying that she doesn't say anything. But I don't think he should have shared this on the internet. Because now what's going to happen is people are going to weaponize that against him. Excuse me. People are going to weaponize that against him. People are going to use it against him. It is going to be used against him forever. No matter how long it takes to pass by, it is going to be used against him forever, basically. And he can't really escape that now. You know, if it's one of those things where if private information about you leaks out and it's not coming from you, it is kind of easy to just ignore it and hand wave it and not give it any attention. Because that's what you should do. But what he has done is he has chosen to share it with the internet. Now, to be fair, he's kind of lost all of the people he can talk to. So he probably doesn't have very many places to go except for the internet. But at the very least, he should have gone to his parents. Or some family member. Because he's not gonna get to like remove this ever. It's on the internet now forever. The internet now knows that on February 12th, Chibi decided to share this with the internet. I'm gonna be real with you. As sad as it is, as unfortunate as it is, and how bad I feel for him, I don't think I needed to know that. You know, as a drama content creator, this is just one of those things that I think that you should not be sharing with the internet. Okay? I've been observing a unfortunate and worrying trend where Chibi has been oversharing. And I don't know where it came from. I don't think he's always been like that. But like I've just been noticing that he's been ramping up his Twitter use and his internet use to the point where I am worried about where it's going to go. So my hope and prayer is that he can recover from this.
MommaOcco.
Thank you.
At Lindonderling4637 send $5 for more hats. Reminder: majority of the worst Chibi haters are underage children that stalk him over anime and genuinely want him dead. They don't hate him for takes.
Yeah. All I'm going to say is this is at the very least going to be a pain point that will be used forever. And he can't take that back. He can't take it back, unfortunately, for him. So, you know, like I said, I feel for him. And I hope and pray that he... I hope and pray he can recover. but this is a bottle that he cannot close anymore. And so, yeah, he's somebody I'll think about. I'll pray about him. Definitely shouldn't put it on the internet. So I'll tell you what could happen. His girlfriend could then come out and use this against him as well. And his girlfriend, obviously, I would assume, knows how terminally online he is. So if his girlfriend wants to be an asshole, oh, excuse me. If his girlfriend hates him enough, I could see her making a video as well. I hope not. That would really fucking suck for him. But I really think that putting it on the internet is the worst thing that he could have done. He should have just taken time off, visited his priest, because I do believe he is religious, and fixed it that way. Thank you for the 2. Chibi's friend group hated him. Well, I have no idea how true that is. No idea. The fact that they did, that allegedly they all they all abandoned him, that's kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy. Is ex-fiance a creator? No idea. No idea. No idea. So that's like my initial thoughts on it. Again, I've been observing him. And I'm not going to say like he's devolving, but I do feel like he's falling into a pattern that is not a good idea, in my personal opinion. And so he's got to be careful. Oh. So, yeah, that's my thought process on him. I will say, Nyara is a cunt. Nyara is a horrible person. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I think they're trying to fill the void of losing Bint. Who we'll get to. We'll get to Bint here. But Nyara decided, in their infinite wisdom, to tweet this out, saying, quote, "Deserved. You are a horrible person who will never be happy. You will never be anything but a hateful, miserable piece of shit who deserves to be completely ostracized. Hope this is a wake-up call, but knowing you, you'll just blame marginalized groups and the woke, you freak." So, yeah, that's what Nyara had to say. You know, trying to smack somebody when they're down like that, you know, it's just like, I have been growing nothing but contempt for Nyara, which is insane considering that I at one point tried to see the light in them. I no longer kind of really believe that. I'm going to be honest with you. Nyara really is deplorable with saying such a disgusting thing. Very, very fucking deplorable. Gonna be honest with you. And I just don't like it whatsoever. Now, funny enough, they did delete it. They deleted it. It doesn't matter. Because obviously, you know, the internet remembers. The internet does not forget. And so because of that, Nyara will have to live with the fact that they are pushing. It's just like, it's like, man, can you not read the room? And 2, can you not just like see how ironic it is that the person who was like, "Oh, I am so against like telling trans people, like I am so pro helping trans people. I think that if you hurt trans people, you should die.
Donderling 4637 send $5 for more hats. Is there even a single example of Chibi blaming minorities? Does Naira even know who Chibi is? She deleted it as if she didn't know?
I think Nyara just wants a reason to be upset at Tectone. I'm going to be honest with you. Because Nyara hates Tectone. And Chibi is friends with Tectone, which is something that you can definitely be critical of him of. But it's kind of weird that Nyara would just like go that hard on somebody like that, you know. But Nyara says, I deleted the post on Chibi. I don't like you. You've scammed people and blamed the suicide of a trans kid on evil puberty blockers when trans healthcare saves lives and mental health issues are caused by society. I'm not even getting into the argument today. But I know what it's like to try and take your own life. Okay. I'm not even going to get into the arguments that Nyara is opening up here. Mostly because I don't give a shit. And I don't want to spend all my time doing that. But Nyara, I disagree with Nyara. Now, they brought up scam. Some people, and this is something that, again, I observed from behind the scenes. And, you know, there's obviously a lot of ways you can explain it. I'm not going to try to because right now I'm still observing it. But back when Chibi was first dealing with people trying to ruin his life, he opened up a GoFundMe and told people to donate to it so that he could go after his attackers. He pocketed about 17 grand, said that he's still working on it, and then closed the GoFundMe. Now, here's the thing. 17 grand is not enough to win court cases. It's barely enough to get past a retainer. So it's possible that he took that $17,000 and he paid a lawyer a retainer. And he paid a lawyer to get started on it. And there's no updates because it's private and he should keep it private. So I have no idea. You know, I do think that he should probably, like, I don't know if he's made clarifications or if he has talked about it since then. But like, I think immediately saying that somebody is a scammer like that when there really isn't proof other than just he had a GoFundMe and allegedly he was consulting a lawyer. Like, I do think that he could say this is the update just as a passing thing. But I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable saying that it's a scam. You know, I think that's I think that it's there's legitimate reasons to call people scammers. And you know, I'm not really in that spot where I'd feel comfortable with calling Chibi that, you know. So I think that Nyara is wrong overall on that. And again, I say that as somebody who does not really know Chibi at all. I'm just saying that as somebody that that knows that the legal process isn't as quick as, oh, here's $15,000. Now I'm going to go sue somebody and win. Oh, you know, what do I know? I just know a lawyer. 2 lawyers, actually, I guess. 2 lawyers, you know. But that's Chibi. That is the Chibi stuff. So let's move on now. We're going to talk about some other stuff. I've got a lot of other stuff to cover. And then After that, we'll get to the Bint stuff. Again, if you're here for the Bint stuff, we'll get there. All right? Unless you want it right now. If you want the Bint stuff right now, press 1. If you're all right with me talking about some other new stuff, press 2. So, Bint for 1, more news for 2. I'll give you guys like a moment, I guess. Because I got a lot of other news-based stuff that I would like to go into. I'm seeing a lot of 2s. As a lot of 2s. All right, we'll continue with the news. We'll continue with the news. Back on the Black Pill chat. Are you quitting Discord? Are you quitting Discord soon? I have absolutely no idea. I'm not sure where I'm going right now. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I'm not quite sure where I'm going right now. Oh, what's going on? Why can't I press the Discord button? Oh, my stream deck is broken. Hold on. My stream deck is broken. I was going to use it to like post a thing. Why is it not working? Oh, it just decided to delete all of my accounts. That's awesome. Give me a second. That's amazing. Thank you, Stream Deck, for doing that. I can't believe that Stream Deck would do that to me. Anyway. Well, I fixed this. Is it fixed? There it goes. Join my Discord. Because we don't know what's going to happen to it. Chat. Starting in March. Don't know what day in March. But starting in March. You might have to provide Discord with your ID. So that you can prove that you're an adult. And that's fan-fucking-tastic. Now, to be fair, we knew that this was coming. It was like a test that was rolled out in other countries. I kind of figured it would eventually happen. And here it is. Here's basically how I understand it. Once the thing rolls over, Discord has an AI that they have been training that will study your habits. And if it doesn't think that you are adult enough, if you haven't posted enough hentai or talked about politics enough, it might think you're a teenager. And if that's the case, you're going to have to submit a face scrub or your ID in order to access Discord. Now, I have some issues with this. The first one is the only thing not submitting your ID will do is you won't be able to join Not Safe for Work Discord servers. If there are Discord servers that are all ages, you won't be allowed to join Not Safe for Work channels. And you won't be allowed to join specific voice channels. What it doesn't do is it doesn't like if you're marked as a teenager, 13 to 17, it doesn't keep people from messaging you, because bizarrely enough, you can still it even mentions that you can still message people. It'll change some of the friend request settings, but it still says that people can still message these accounts if they're marked 13 to 17, which is kind of bizarre in my personal opinion. But yeah, that is a thing that is happening soon. Easy to get around? It is very easy to get around, and I'm going to be honest with you. If I have to use Gmod in order to get around this AI censorship, I will. I will. Because fuck you, I'm not giving you my ID. You want to know why I'm not going to give you my ID, Discord? because Discord has had a data breach already, where people's information was already exposed to the internet. It was absolutely fan-fucking-tastic. A lot of people's information was leaked. Not just their faces, chat, but their IDs. Oh, excuse me. Their IDs, all of their personal information, it was just leaked. It was just absolutely fucking leaked to the internet. Really quickly, Nasco for the 250. I hope karma catches up to Diara soon with extreme prejudice, and he gets what he deserves. I do not wish harm or anything. I only wish karma on people. Nyara is one of those individuals where, excuse me. Nyara is one of those individuals where I think that, I'll talk about it more with Ben. Excuse me. But yeah, even though they know they've had data breaches and privacy breaches, they still want to do this. Which tells me that they really don't seem to care about your privacy and about protecting children. 'Cause I'm going to be completely honest with you. A lot of companies these days are pushing for this. And it's for your information. Let's not beat around the bush. They want your information. They want the ability to sell your information. And imposing that you give them specific private information like this is a great way for them to get your information. I'm trying to find my remote to my little fan. It's missing. I feel like I'm being punked right now. So that's happening. Now, they did decide to try and clarify a few things. And by the way, their clarifications are also probably lies. They say that Discord is not going to require everybody to use a face scan or upload ID. And a majority of people will still get to use Discord just like they already do without being asked to confirm their age. So don't worry, guys. You're already on Discord. You might not have to share it anyway. Here's some other information here that I'm pretty sure isn't true. The facial scans that they will ask you to take will never leave your device. I've been told that is false. Discord and their partner vendors, which we'll talk about, will never receive it. Again, don't believe it. IDs are used to get your age only and then deleted. Don't believe that. And Discord only receives your age. Again, don't believe that. Don't believe that. Now, we're going to skip through all of this gobbledygook. We're going to read this on Sunday. This community note is what I want to read instead. It says, while initially Discord may have never sent your data to their vendor at failure of the system being shown, they are swapping vendors to Persona, another vendor that checks your age, who does in fact receive and retain your data. Persona is also funded by Peter Thiel. Discord lied. And it links Banhammer. Shout out to Banhammer. Their information is collected and given to Persona, which is a place that tracks your data. Read it here. It says, you provide personal data to us at the direction of our customers so that our customer may verify your identity and /or prevent fraud. In the course of the performing service, we may also obtain personal data from other sources such as third-party databases, government records, and other publicly available sources. The personal data we collect varies based on what you provide, what the customer has directed us to analyze, and what personal data is available from third parties. So they've lied. Discord has fucking lied. All right, like here, if you look down here, oh, who's gonna verify your ID? Persona. And then they just take your information. So there you go, chat. I hope you're excited about that. I will tell you all right now what my plan is. I am not abandoning Discord off rip right now. I may get rid of my not safe for work channels, and that's it. Those channels, by the way, you can't just access by joining the Discord. You have to spend time in the Discord, do specific actions, and then you have to opt into it. Which I feel like is pretty decent. You know, I feel like by the time you've messaged enough to gain access to that, I feel like we can suss out whether or not we feel like they're our kids. But for the most part, I feel like my system does a pretty decent job. But I might just remove the not safe for work channels. Might just do that. I still won't welcome any kids into my server. My server is not meant for kids at all. I don't want them in there. And if you are a kid, I don't want you in there because it's we talk about adult stuff, not just like fucking not safe for work stuff, but just adult topics, and I don't want you in there. It's only for UK people. Okay, well, I still don't trust it. If they're lying about one thing, they'll lie about just about damn near anything else. So, don't care if it's just for one country that I don't even interact with. I don't trust them. I don't trust them. But yeah, so like I said, we're talking about this more on Sunday, more on Dogwave, okay? More than. So if you're interested, definitely subscribe to the channel. Like the stream, by the way, and become a member. You can become a member for just $1. It's very much appreciated. You get emotes, and it supports me, supports my work. A little bit of I'll give you guys a little bit of a more happier news here before we jump into the next thing. I'm trying to be a little bit more transparent with what I'm working on, just to get it done. Here's my current progress for my script. It's 14 pages long right now. Just to let you know, the original Cinder video I made was 25. So we're already almost at the point where I'm going to have to split it into another video. I'm pretty sure I know where I will split it into another video. We're almost at 7,000 words. 228 paragraphs. I feel like that's not really a lot. But yeah, we're almost at 7,000 words here. 14 pages. Oh, you're right. 14 pages. Do I make my own script? Yes, I write my own script. I will be writing and editing my own video. So there you go. Update as of today. I will go back to writing on it as soon as I'm done streaming because I know how I want to script it. I've got some good ideas and I'm happy. I'm happy with it. So there you go. Oh my goodness gracious. So yeah, that is the plan. NASCO for another 250. Don't get rid of the channels. I can't help that I'm simply not very active on Discord. Again, I can't really promise anything right now. I can't. I would rather just purge the not safe for work channels. And you know, I don't know. I'm just fucking tired of Discord. We're obviously looking at alternatives, me and a couple other people. And if Discord really gets that shit tier, we might just do that. We looked at Slack for a moment, and then I was like, I'm not doing a platform that deletes your messages after 90 days if you're not a premium member. So we're not doing Slack. But we're looking at other stuff. As soon as we get one, we'll tell you. Apparently Steam has Discord server-esque like stuff, which they've been silently working on in the background, which is hilarious. So, you know, maybe maybe we'll go to Steam. Oh, excuse me. Maybe we'll go to Steam. Chat, do you want to go to Steam? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway. Oh man, this is a short one. Very short one. Let's talk about iDubbbz. Wrong iDubbbz. There we go. That's also the wrong iDubbbz, but I don't have a good picture of the new one. That's bald, eating off of a cardboard box. Let's talk about iDubbbz for a moment. Chat. iDubbbz is now a VTuber. iDubbbz is now a VTuber. And I am not amused. I am not amused in any way, shape, or form that this is the case. So let's listen here.
If you don't keep this up, I'm not resubbing tomorrow. Please.
Please, I need your subs. Look at this. The Denny's patrons. They're rapidly declining. We need your subs.
Oh, he's complaining about his subs.
We need them now.
Oh my gosh. This is terrifying. Oh my gosh. So yeah, there you go, chat. iDubbbz has decided to... I don't know if this is like a permanent thing. Hope not. We do not welcome him in this space. He has decided to get a VTuber model. I heard that allegedly this was like only a couple of dollars for him to get his hands on. But yeah, now he's becoming a VTuber. Dragon of Cuckoldry. No! No! But yeah. Can't uncuck yourself. Very true. Once you cuck, you can never uncuck. I'm gonna save that for another day as well. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we only have a few more things to talk about today. And then we'll get to the Bint stuff. And then I have some other stuff that we'll talk about. Chat. Let's talk about my good friend Celestium. Good friend Celestium, fellow worshiper of Christ. She's a good friend of the show. I've had her on a couple of times. She may even be somewhere hiding right now. Who knows? Celestium, at one point, had the opportunity in her growth to get a plushie made of her. And it was successful. She sold over 200 of them. It's very good. I'm going to be honest with you. Makeship made a decent chunk of money off of that. If you have to think, $200 times... or 200 sales times $30 plus shipping is a lot of money for them. So, you know, you might imagine that that's pretty good. However, and I heard about this before I think it went public. She was told on the 10th. This is really dumb. She was told on the 10th, after having a successful campaign, that Makeship was going to renege on it. They let her know that even though she had a successful campaign, and even though she sold more than the minimum threshold, they claimed that she had violated their community/creator guidelines. based on unspecified tweets. Now, I don't know if they have specified them or not. Can't really talk about what's going on behind the scenes because I don't know. But they canceled her plush that was successful. Now, if you did buy one from her, you will be refunded. 100% you will be refunded. So you don't have to worry about that. Okay? I was kind of depressed to see this myself, honestly. I kind of wanted one, you know. I thought the idea was kind of cute. She could always look down on me when I'm studying the Bible or whatever. But, you know, it was canceled. She did make a video on it, and then again, she decided to announce that if you ordered one, it would be refunded. Now, thankfully, despite the fact that that happened, in my personal opinion, for dumb reasons, there is hope because Leaflet might help her. It is my understanding that Leaflet is offering to help her herself. So that's nice. I believe that if she does go with Leaflet, it will probably be successful. So, you know, stay tuned for that. No idea how that's going to go, but, you know, prayers for Celestium. You know, Celestium has been going through it. Okay, she's been going through the ringer a lot recently. And, you know, I've been telling her, I was like, you know, sometimes God gives shit to good people to test them. And I don't know, my words to her, just like, stay strong. You know, this is dumb, but, you know, typically during nights of adversity, people get rewarded if they are nice, basically. His most autistic soldier, something like that. Something like that. Something like that, indeed. I was gonna mention, because this isn't the only thing she's been dealing with. She's been like dealing with a stalker, but we're not gonna talk about that. And no, I'm not actually saying that it was. It's not actually Mizkif, but that Mizkif is the image we use to denote the stupid stalker that she's been dealing with. Yeah, she's been going through it. I'd say go give her love, subscribe to her. I think she's been getting a lot of it recently. And I hope that she's able to get... I hope she's able to recover, because it's really fucking dumb what's going on. It's been tough. It has been. It has been. You know, you've had Rev recently. Now her. And it really does feel like there has been pressure on people that are just being fucking shitty. You know? Just fucking shitty people. So, you know, all I can really say is just give her your prayers, work with her. I'd say that she's doing better today. But yeah, just be nice, be with her, you know, all that kind of stuff. Sorry, I'm moving those topics. All right, the last thing we're going to cover, and then we're going to Bint. Did I miss Chibi? Yes, you'll have to go back about probably an hour. No, probably about 30 minutes. The last thing we're going to, excuse me, we're going to look at before we transition to the main thing for tonight. Breaking news. Teen kills his friend at a party in Texas for not sharing his fries. So let's listen to this here.
He's accused of shooting Jarvis Davis at a Fort Worth apartment after Davis would not share his French fries. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager spoke to the victim's mom today. Peyton.
Steve, and multiple people witnessed this shooting inside of an apartment, including children. So Fort Worth police tell me they were confident in who they were looking for. We now
He's accused of
Yeah. Now, chat, I'm not saying that the Boondocks foretold a lot of things that would happen. But, it's not worth it to light up your friend for a fucking French fry. A French fry, by the way, that comes from Wingstop. Their fries, by the way, my personal opinion, subpar, all right? Not the biggest fan. But he fucking shot a friend. His friend wouldn't share his fucking French fries. How do you borrow a French fry? Are you going to give it back? Exactly. So, he's promised those fries 3,000 years ago. Oh, fuck. So yeah, that happened. It was very, very sad. Very unfortunate, by the way. I might add. Extremely fucking unfortunate, you know? It's really unfortunate that a teenager has to die because can't, like, deal with not sharing French fries. By the way, not brothers. So it's not even like he's in the same house and in the same... It's not even like sharing rules of being in the same house. Like a fucking friend. He wasn't gonna give it back. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't gonna give it back. Alright, I'm moving that towards the end. Retards shouldn't have guns. Yeah, but you can't easily... differentiation between retards that mentally can't have firearms and normal people having moments is really hard, which is why it's kind of like difficult to like advocate for that kind of stuff. If I was the father, I would end up in jail eventually. There. All right. Chat. It's time. It's time. I know some people have been waiting for it. It's time. Oh, thank you.
At Mogami328 discovered mom has milkers and gave $5. Imagine ruining yourself over a heavily processed strip of potatoes.
Exactly. Exactly. Chat, it's time. Because Bint is gone. Oh my gosh. It's time to celebrate. Because Bint fucking is Binted and he's out of here. Oh my god. You know what? We're just going to listen to this song. It's fucking amazing. I don't even care if I get hit for it. Let's celebrate. Because he's fucking gone. It's time, chat. It's the best day ever because he's gone. Oh, fuck. I hope Bint fixes his life. Yes. I hope Bint fixes his life too. Rip Bozo. Yes. Play the casino version. Do you want the casino version? Okay, hold on. Okay. Oh, fuck. Hold on. Do you really want me to play the Teddy Feezer version? Okay, fine. Fine. We'll play the Teddy Feezer version. All right. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. While I play this, I'm going to use the restroom real quickly. We're going to come back, and it's going to be the best day ever. So give me like 2-3 minutes and start celebrating, because Bint is fucking gone forever.
Mr. Sun came up and he smiled at me. Said it's gonna be a good one, just wait and see. Jumped out of bed and I ran outside, feeling so extra ecstatifying. It's the best day ever. It's the best day ever. I'm so busy, got nothing to do. Spent the last 2 hours just tying my shoe. Every flower, every grain of skin is reaching out to shake my hand. It's the best day ever. It's the best day ever. Sometimes the little things start closing in on me. When I'm feeling down, I wanna lose that frown. I stick my head out the window and I'm duck by. Those clouds don't scare me, they can't disguise. It's magic that's happening right before my eyes. Soon Mr. Moon will be shining bright. So the best day ever can last all night. Yeah, the best day ever's gonna last all night now. It's the best day ever. It's the best day ever. It's the best day ever. It's the best day ever.
Ted, wake up! It's past 11:30.
Time to wake up, chat.
You
It's time to wake up, Bint. Time to wake up. Oh, fuck, chat. Like I mentioned earlier, Bint is one of those individuals I didn't really talk about. Mostly just because I knew that if you didn't talk about it, oh, thank you, Internet Zen Master, activating the new Yippee Landlord.
Zen Master 8952 has just tipped $50 through Super Chat. Musical note emoji. Oh, Bent is coping and seething. He just can't accept what he's seeing. Yes, he's coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now he is molding and coping so hard.
Based.
Musical note emoji.
Musical note emoji. I hope you enjoyed that new Yippee Landlord. I decided to add the that Yippee Landlord to the $50 tier. We still need a couple more $50 Yippies. So, but if you donate $50, you get Yippee Landlord in his pile of money. So, chat. Recently, some stuff has happened, and like I said, I kind of avoided Bint. He was really one of those guys that I knew that the more you avoided, the less attention you kind of got from him, unless you were like massive. And I wasn't really just interested in dealing with the fucking retard that he was. You know, I just like he was such a retard, and his politics were shit, in my personal opinion. But also, he just liked to harass people, go after people. He openly doxed individuals. I'm not going to say who he openly doxed because I don't want people going after those individuals or looking for those individuals' informations. But like, he did a lot of very evil, in my personal opinion, things. Things that I do not approve of, things that I am not a fan of. And, well, you might be wondering, what happened? What happened? And what the fuck is this that I'm looking at right now? Well, now I do have to say, a lot of the information that I will be reading and going through, I will not be sharing on the screen. Because this information comes from the farms. Essentially what happened is some people doxed him. They did not just dox this man, all right? Because like there is basic like sharing people's name on the internet or showing where they live. No, they went the full 10 on Bint. Because for those that don't know, Bint was actually a decently quiet individual when it came to a lot of personal stuff. He occasionally dropped hints and bits and pieces, which is, by the way, how they found him, about his life. And but other than that, you had no idea who Bint was. Okay? No idea. So again, why am I showing this VTuber? Well, it's because he's also a VTuber. He's also a VTuber. Who could have guessed that? Now, if you're curious, his account is private. His account is private because when they found out that he was a VTuber, he privated it. Has he privated his main account? Let's see. He had planned on doing that as well. He has not. I have blocked him, by the way, because I just don't want him to interact with me. But, so, yeah. Can I send you my screenshots of his privated VTuber account? Since it's private, no. Because technically that means it's not supposed to be out in the public. And I'm not really interested in sharing that. I'm just saying, I'm not really, no. No, I'm not really interested in that. Pull up one of his YouTube channel videos. Do you guys want to see his YouTube channel videos? Okay. Let's see if his YouTube channel, how much of his YouTube channel survived. Oh, he's got a lore video. Chat, do you want to watch Bint's lore? Oh my gosh, we can watch the lore of this motherfucker. Pull him up singing? Fuck no, I'm not doing that. Alright. So this is his YouTube VTuber channel. No idea how long this is going to last. By the way, this is not his actual name here. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't even show his VTuber channel. But this is him. This is him. So let's learn who he as a VTuber is.
Oh, hi there. My name is Alexis Kunzai. I'm broadcasting to Earth from a faraway planet known as Space.
Oh, by the way, he's Australian. I figured I'd get that out of the way right now. Aussie's taking hits right now. I feel bad for Spiritu. Aussie's taking hits.
It's Australia. We're a little like your earthly Australia, just a little fishier. That's right, it's a planet of fish. I wasn't always Kunzai.
He was a
when
fish.
I was born, I was just Alexis.
Okay, can I be honest with you? I've not made a video on my lore because I'm not that good of an editor. This man can't edit worth a shit. See, I knew that Bint's only real talent was tweeting. It seems like the moment he jumped into VTubing content, it was revealed just how shit he was at being a content creator. He's not that good, is what I'm trying to say.
I never really fit in with the other fish in my school. I wore glasses and a bow tie, and they all called me a nerd. They told me I was a loser.
He's a nerd. He's a nerd, chat. He's a fucking nerd. He's got glasses. He's felted. He sucks at Mario. That's right. Forgot about that. There is a clip of him where he fucking sucks at Mario. It's actually very depressing to see how bad he is at Mario.
They told me my favorite anime was, quote, an abomination to all of fish.
What is your
kind and
favorite
morally
anime?
Reprehensible.
What is your favorite
I had
anime?
no friends. I had
What is
nowhere
your
to
favorite
go.
anime?
I
Please
spent
tell
all
me.
My time alone. Just me, my beloved pet gem Kunzai.
What is your favorite anime?
One day, me and Kunzai were on FishTube. I saw some videos that appeared to come from another planet. I saw these characters. They had arms and legs. They could sing. They could
What
dance,
is his
they were
favorite
funny, they were
anime?
cool. Above all, they were weird.
What the
Just like
fuck is
me.
that editing? He can't edit worth a fucking shit, man. He's like not cutting out the dead air, and he's not cutting out the time. He's not redoing whenever he fucking like broke whenever he like didn't pronounce the word right there. He should have recorded that. That was horrible.
They were VTubers.
Oh, this is awful.
I knew they were my kind.
I'm just gonna
There's no way I
dislike
could be
this.
like them, right? This pink and purple scaly body and these tiny, tiny fins. But I just knew.
Boku no Pico.
this was-
His favorite anime is not Boku no Pico. It cannot be Boku no Pico. That would explain so much if it is actually Boku no Pico.
where I was meant to be. I wished, and I wished, and I wished.
It can't be Boku no Pico.
And then suddenly,
/octopus mommy milf avatar.
At Internatson Master 8952 tipped Octopus Mommy MILF $10. Newer farmers aren't the best, Turkey Tom anyone? And have a rather streak of anime racism in them, but who boy did they come through. Still LMOing at having 13 more subs on than Kunsight's channel.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna comment on the farms, but yeah, he only the farms, maybe 4chan would be able to like get this kind of information out of him.
Kunzai began to glow. A voice came from inside of him.
So, you want to be a VTuber, huh? All you
Oh,
have
is he
to
a
do
magical
ask,
girl?
Salmon brain.
Is he a magical girl? This rock is like his
enveloped in a
best
bright
friend that
light,
can become a
and
magical
everything
girl.
faded away.
Oh my gosh!
When I woke up,
What the fuck was that? Okay, hold on a moment. Hold on a moment. Watch the screen here. What the fuck? Did you guys see that? Here, hold on. I don't know if you can. Hold on. There's like a blue artifact here. Watch this. Watch.
when I woke up,
He can't edit worth a shit. He can't. Listen, I would try to edit that out, my man. Dude, you have so much time in your day. You're a fucking NEET that doesn't do anything but tweet. How can you not do a second, third, or fourth draft of this? Why did I dislike it? Because it's fucking shit. Oh, fuck. That is amazing. Holy
different.
shit.
I had these 4 tubes.
Also, just internalizing what Bint actually sounds like is amazing as well. Holy fucking shit, man. This is amazing. Spirit orb. He was hunting for ghosts. Yes.
These wiggly digits. Are these arms? Legs? Hands.
Holy shit.
Feet.
Okay, he's definitely into feet. Let's not get it twisted. He's a feet person, 100%.
First time fusing with a gem, huh? You'll get used to it. I heard you wanted to be a VTuber, so I used my powers to give you a human body. Pretty cool, isn't it?
It's a pretty shitty use of your powers, I'm going to be honest with you. Being a VTuber, like, listen, I enjoy being a VTuber, but, like, if you had a magical rock that could grant wishes, being a VTuber is, like, the bottom of the totem pole. I'm just going to be real with you. Just going to be honest with you. Bottom of the fucking totem pole. And here I thought Bint was a sea monkey. Brutal. But accurate.
It was nice, but I was so short. And my head was so big. I looked like an even bigger nerd, I thought.
Where's his glasses?
Hey, buddy. You know I can hear your thoughts, right? Including the ones about Lola from the hit DreamWorks movie Shark's Tale, starring Will Smith. Maybe
Oh, this is horrible, man. Man, this is awful. Holy shit. Gem Fusion, Steven Universe, yes.
down with the complaints unless you want to turn back, you freaky fish. I obliged, though you have to understand that Lola from the hit DreamWorks movie Shark's Tale, starring Will Smith, is, as they say, a baddie to all of fish kind on Space Australia.
What the
Now, I wasn't simply Alexis, nor Kunzai. I was a new me. I was Alexis Kunzai.
This is awful,
the gem
man.
fish VTuber from Space Australia. And by golly, I'm late for my stream!
Oh, fuck. No, oh, that's it. Fuck yeah, fuck that shit. That was awful. I hated that. All right. That is amazing. That is amazing. By the way, that's who Bint is. That's who Bint is, by the way, chat. You know, I wouldn't make fun of people. You know, if that was just person by himself, you know, if that was just a normal ass person, all right, yeah, I'll probably laugh at you for a moment. But like, I'm not gonna be mean. I wouldn't be mean, because like, if that was all there was, there's no reason for me to be. It's just like, oh, you're kind of cringy, haha, and then I'm done. But literally, that cute ooh-woo personality literally has told multiple people to end their lives. He has doxed people multiple times. And he has wished for the deplatforming of so many people. And in my personal opinion, don't deserve it because they haven't broken any laws and they haven't. I'll be honest with you, breaking laws is the only reason why you should probably like not have certain platforms. I'm going to be honest with you. All right. But that's who Bint decided to become. Oh my gosh. So, I'm not going to read all of it, but I'm going to give you some Cliff's notes of how this happened. Let me give you some Cliff's notes of how this happened. Okay? Again, not going to share... Here, this is better. Not going to share all of the info, because I don't share doxable information. But I'm going to give you some... I'm going to tell you some of the little bits and pieces of how they found this guy. All right? Now, number one, he claims and says that he lives in Japan. All right? He claims and he lives in Japan. That on its own right, not that big of a deal. They used information such as what his favorite video games were and what his interests were, because that's a good way to tie things to people. They figured out that the way that he writes in English is not normal American bitch English. It's another way of writing in English that other people learn if you don't live in America. From there, they learned. Now, here's some other things that are kind of public. Technically, Bint has admitted to being non-binary, so they figured that into there. They added all these other dates in there. Bint was retarded enough to use his real birthday. So, yeah, Bint decided to use his real birthday on his Twitter account where he likes to shit on other people and go after other people, tell people to do all sorts of horrible stuff. They figured out that this VTuber account was his through some autism, and through his VTuber account, they got the kill shot, basically. They only happens when you're live, or if you're extremely stupid. But they were able to figure out one thing. They found one thing off of his live stream. And from there, they got him. That's how they got him. And they found so much junk, in my personal opinion. So much fucking junk off of him. Now, again, a lot of this I cannot show you because it would be doxing. We'll just... He showed up his real name live. Yeah, that's very stupid of you to do. Incredibly dumb. Chat, this guy's into My Little Pony. Now, I don't really care if you're into MLP. There's a lot more degenerate things to be into than just MLP. I am not going to show you all of his MLP stuff that he likes. He also wrote on the Medium, the website Medium, where he would talk about anime and MLP. One thing I will read you that I know will scar you for life is he apparently had an account where you found the word ponut.
Oh, yeah, that's a big bitch.
Over here, chat.
That's a big dude.
At Internet's in Master 8952 donated $20 to the big dude. I want to say love the sinner, hate the sin because Bint/Coonsite had a chance to be a VTuber, but gave in to wrath and envy instead of just becoming better. However, for Bint, I hate the sinner. I'll go to confession later.
Yeah. So chat, let me read to you what ponut means. If you're just listening, you're just one of the, if you're a VOD gang that listens, I'm gonna unfortunately hurt your ears here for a moment. Ponut. Quote, that little round thing in between the butt cheeks of MLP porn that kind of looks like a donut from what I've seen. The term used by bronies to describe a pony's anus. You know, I'm not like, I like, you know, I've become a little bit more shameful. I've decided that the internet doesn't need to learn all of the things I like, you know? I'm sure if you look into my Twitter history, you'll probably find some of it, but I don't actively talk about it right now because it's not, one, it's not really anybody's business anymore, and two, you know, I don't think everybody needs to know. I don't think everybody needs to know. But I will say, okay, even though I somewhat liked My Little Pony, I've never heard of this word before. Learn something new. Wish I remained ignorant. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I never knew that this word existed. Just Ask Mizu. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really don't want to ask Mizu. I really don't. I really, really, really don't. This is disgusting. But while that is like fresh in your brain, let's talk about some of the things that he wrote on his Medium account. Is this actually him? I believe so. So, he was in all kinds of fandoms, by the way. One of them I already mentioned was My Little Pony, where he apparently wrote things for pony websites. And he also wrote things about Sonic the Hedgehog. There's actually, I think this is a review. I think this is a review of Sonic Forces from 2017. Do you want to hear it? Let's read what he thinks about Sonic Forces, chat. Oh, hold on. Let's read what he thinks about Sonic Forces. Just to let you guys know what I think. Sonic Forces is a trash-ass game, and I hate it. You could complete it in 2 to 3 hours, which I did. So I hate it. Let's see what he thinks, though. Yippee is unsure about horses. Yes, the Yippee needs to recover. It's been a good year for platformers. Consistently, I've been filled with that kinetic joy that only smartly composed platforming can give. That immediate gratification from clearing every little jump and obstacle that builds to a rich, rewarding experience. I hope Temp is still here. And yet, here's Sonic Forces, which just happens to exist. It breezes past you, not being bluntly agitating like many of its 3D predecessors, but not containing any committed attempt at an ambitious hook either. After the clever and man, you can really tell he uses effervescent. That is a word. The clever and effervescent and genuinely cool Sonic Mania earlier this year. It's fair to say I wasn't the only one hoping that Sonic Team could deliver something special. Thankfully, I didn't set my expectations on that. Sonic Forces is a modern Sonic game. Not one of the best, not one of the worst, just one that exists and takes you through its motions.
At Alpha Chat Feener discovered
I kind of
Mom
agree,
has
though.
milkers and gave $5. When Bint inevitably comes back, we should all collectively ask him if his Ponette feels better.
I don't know what I hate more. The fact that that was super chatted or allowed, or the fact that the AI read it out loud. I don't know what I hate more. Oh, let's read this article about why trap is a bad term. Here we go, chat. Here's a good one. Discussion of slurs, as well as discussions of erasure and violence against trans people. Because remember, Ben was non-binary, I believe. And Ben also had a non-binary partner, or trans partner, one or the other. How's my day going? I had to scar my audience. I think it's going pretty well. Oh, gosh. Okay. So let me read this. And again, it's not the whole thing. It's just an excerpt. Let's get some weird things out of the way. I love anime, and I love it for its trashiness. And I think it's totally cool and okay to like cross-dressing characters in anime. But I have an issue with the word trap. The word trap has been floating around online for over a decade now, particularly in Western anime communities, but it's especially picked up steam in recent years. It's often used to refer to cross-dressers and transgender people, not just cross-dressers, not transgender people, both in media and in real life. And heck, I know trans people who refer to themselves as traps, but even without the intent to reclaim the word, it doesn't sit right with me at all. So let's talk about it. Okay. I'm pretty sure that trap doesn't count for trans people. Just gonna be honest with you. Pretty sure. Pretty damn sure. Oh my gosh. So, I'm not going to read all of his trashy articles here. There was only like 2 or 3. One of them looks like it came out of talking about MLP. Oh boy. Now we're not going to talk about that. Is a... I will show the picture, but I'm not going to read the article. The fuck is that pony? She's like wearing a garter belt. She's kind of... It's a vampire. I can tell that. But man, those clothing options are just a little crazy. Why are only the hind legs wearing something, buddy? Oh man. All right. That's from 2017, by the way. I love how he says this is not a new series. This is a hypothetical. Holy fuck. That's amazing. So yeah. Bint was found. Again, I'm not going to say his name. I know a lot of people are saying his name. If you say his name in the chat, I will remove the comment. And if you continue to try and do it, by the way, you will get banned. Please don't do that. And I have some words to talk about that later, but we'll continue on through here. Yay, it works again! I haven't heard that forever.
$10 to change the EP's batteries. If /WinBint returns, we'll have to ask him how his punnet feels after Kirsch's potential Japanese defamation lawyers get done with him. Remember, Japan has a 99% success prosecution rate.
You know, you bring up something real good, and that was actually the next thing I was going to bring up. So, this is... I don't know how true this is. Kirsch was alluding to this. May happen, may not happen. We'll have to wait and see. But she said this, and it brings up an interesting thought. She says, I love learning new things, man. And I bet you she probably learned this from Legal Mindset. Like how Japanese lawyers can set up court secrecy orders to protect identities in cases where someone wants to remain anonymous. Now, if you're curious why she mentions that, again, a certain somebody lives in Japan. And a lot of the things he's done would be considered defamation in Japan. So, as Kirsch is, in my opinion, one of the biggest people to be shit on by Bint. A lot of what he has done has contributed massive amounts of life ruination in an attempt to defund her. So, I'm going to be completely honest with you. If anybody has a chance for that, it's definitely Kirsch. Definitely. And I am telling you right now, Foxwoman, if you set up a GoFundMe to sue this motherfucker, I will donate to it. I'm not going to donate a lot because I'm not like a horribly rich person. I have things I need to save for. But I will donate to it. All right? All right? I will donate to it. Just don't hire Nick Rekieta as your lawyer. Don't make patches that say, damn it, Nick, we lost the case again. And don't be horribly public about it. So, yeah, please do it. I will throw a $5 or a 10 your way. And I will pray for your success, Foxwoman. All right? That is my tribute to you. Okay? Please do so. Please, please, please do so. And if it comes out, I will stream the different court docs and stuff. Bint living in Japan means Japan could have jurisdiction. I am down for her pulling a Billy Mitchell, going to Japan, and then fucking him over for how he treated her.
Oh my God, she's got milk.
Because I'm going to be honest,
At Lowbert_Tarian
wait here.
discovered mom has milkers and gave $5. Care she could open up a GoFundMe to sue Bint in Japan and the internet would make her a millionaire overnight to drag that redacted through the mud.
She would. She would. And I would be all for it. I'm going to be honest with you. I'd be all for it. This shirt that said, damn it, we lost the case. Occo is such a tourist. No, I was there when it happened. I watched the entire thing as it went down. And I was so upset when Vic Mignogna lost that shit. I was so pissed. And the more I looked back on it, I was so fucking pissed. Because I'm going to be completely honest with you. Definitely, the judge was a boomer. But the way that the lawyer acted, Ty Beard. The more I look back on it, the more I felt like I was fed something that was just, yeah, I was upset. I was upset is all I will say. I listened to that when it was brand new. You know, I wasn't like an online commentator at the time, but I was pissed. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. So, Bint made a post. Because what happened was, all of this took place on the 10th. Bint gets exposed. His VTuber account is out in the open. His private information is leaked on the internet. And he goes quiet for 2 days. The longest I have ever seen Bint go quiet. Because Bint is never quiet. He tweets like every hour on the hour, basically. But for like 48 hours, Bint is silent. Okay? And then, last night, during Under the Tea, Bint posts something. We're going to read that. We're going to break it down for you. It starts off by saying, hello, folks. I've decided that I will be stepping away indefinitely from being public on the internet. For the sake of my physical and mental well-being, but more importantly, for the sake of those close to me. This has been a decision I've gone back and forth on since the beginning of the year, and no single incident caused this. I don't agree. I think that, well, okay. I can believe...
At Internets and Master
ceiling clown chat.
tipped
It's the ceiling
$10
clown.
to change the AP's batteries. Let's be honest, if Kirsha opened a GoFundMe to go after Bint, I guarantee you Doki's fans, if not Doki herself, would chip in. They are still angry about what Bint did to her when she was back in Niji.
No, I agree. Check the quotes. I'm not, because there's a chance that I'll just see his name in there, and I'm not willing to do that. No, I'm not willing to do that. Appreciate the suggestion, but I don't trust the comments, unfortunately. Again, I'll explain my my issues with that later, because I do have some issues with people just going around and throwing his name around. Okay. Anyway, I don't believe that he's just decided to miraculously step away from the internet. You could probably make an argument for it, but with how he's acted, I don't believe it. Yeah, we got the ceiling octopus.
900 tipped $10 to change the AP's batteries.
Yay,
Chibi
it was
had
going to
my
happen
deepest
eventually.
sympathy. I too know the feeling of heartbreak and betrayal, and all the people that are kicking the man at his lowest can all go to hell.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier, but yeah, I feel bad for Chibi. I just think that him putting it on the internet is the worst thing that he could have ever done, and I think that he needs to not do that, basically. Chibi needs to not, you know. The ceiling yippee? Yes, that was the ceiling yippee. But yeah, I don't believe that that he actually was planning on taking a leave. I'm just going to be real with you. Just going to be real with you. I don't believe it. So, that already, cope. First things first, a few things to address. I had a semi-secret VTuber account, and by semi-secret, he means he only told his closest friends, which we'll get to. I started streaming in late 2024, and after roughly half a year of being public as NBinted, I kept it relatively low profile on purpose. I didn't think I was good enough yet to be streaming in front of as many people as I had following me here. I could have easily done drama react slop as been far more successful, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to actually make stuff and have fun. I love VTubers and VTubing, and I didn't want to risk shitting up the scene any more than I do by tweeting. Well, we definitely can agree that you shit up the fucking scene. Anyone who knows me knows there are far more VTubers I love than VTubers I don't. It was an escape for me during the dark days of the pandemic. I enjoyed it, and I was excited to make more stuff in a space where I was separate from the drama. I had a collab server for my 1-year anniversary. This was not a secret group chat clique where I plotted the downfall of VTubers I didn't like. This chat was me planning events and hanging out with people. The people in that chat are their own people with agreements and disagreements with what I say and do. We hung out for fun casual streams and nothing else. Screenshots will be included in the replies with names redacted, and we will look at those, chat, for sure. One of those people who's given me permission to name them is Kanisu. Hold on to that name, chat. We're going to come back to his name after we're done talking about fucking Bint, because I have some things I'd like to say about him. I consider Kanisu a friend. However, he more than anyone else has voiced his disagreements with how I do things. We've argued a bit at times even. He's most definitely didn't approve of my trash talking and more mean-spirited posts. I mean, the ones where you wanted life ruination taken out on other people. Okay, sure. He's his own person and one of the most genuine and honest people I've met here. He came into my anniversary stream for about 30 minutes, and we talked about our experience with books related to mental health and the self-help industry. It's a weird thing to talk about on stream. Unless, like, that's a mainstay topic on your stream. That's weird. Oh, fuck. That is hilarious. Do I remember the iPost video on Wendigoon? I seem to recall them. I never watched all of them. There's weird hate jealousy that spawns from political differences. I feel Ben has the same curse. He probably does. He probably does. I can agree with that. Let's see here. Our only other collab was an Uno stream. He's aware that I'm making this statement. He's also making his own. He didn't, by the way. Kenny did not make a statement. The closest he said is him saying he's not talking about it. Regardless of what it says, I don't want anyone else dragged down by what I've said or done. My actions are my own. The things I stand by excuse me. I can read. There are things I stand by, and there are things I deeply regret. Among those is how I spoke about Sayu and Doki. I bet you fucking do. My opinion at the time was that though I felt for their pain, I thought that they were the jerks who benefited from hatred. Though as the scene has gotten worse, I realized that they were both genuine people just doing their best. Press X to doubt if you actually believe that that's his opinion. Press X to doubt if you believe that he actually believes now that they were genuine people and he was just a hater back then. I'm sure at least one or two of you would doubt that, because I definitely am. Let's see. I've addressed this more times than I can count, though the truth always takes longer to explain than a lie. The people who bring it up the most aren't really interested in the truth or in the well-being of either of these VTubers. I said what I said about them to a much smaller audience than I have now, though they still were mean-spirited posts. I'm pretty sure he, was he not encouraging doxing of them? Or also speaking of life ruination of them? Because, believe it or not, chat, he does that a lot. He does that a lot. With that said, I have never once shared dox info on either Sayu or Doki or supported others for doing so. It's really funny that he says that, because even if he didn't actually share dox info on two of those VTubers, I know for a fact he has on others. I've seen him do it. So I know for a fact that he has shared other people's dox information if he has had it. And again, we're going to talk about that. So just saying those two people, I think that you're retarded, because, man, that's like literally a politician saying, well, no, I can't have been doing this one thing because I didn't do it to these specific people. And she's like, I didn't ask you about these specific people, dumbass. I asked you about this one. I think you're just misconstruing the point. I'm not misconstruing the point. You actually did this thing and you're refusing to answer the question about it. And that's my problem, is he's like twisting it here so that he doesn't have to answer it. My comments about the consequences of Sayu's actions were to do with how I felt about her being terminated by Niji, which isn't how I feel now. I don't think that matters much more, my man. Furthermore, I have never ever said that Doki deserved what she went through. I've always said the complete opposite of this, even at my most negative. And as someone with my own heavy mental health struggles, oh no, Bint has his own mental health struggles. Join the fucking club, my man. Ay. It's upsetting and disingenuous to be accused of that, but I still feel a lot of guilt about how I spoke, and for that I'm sorry. I've carried that guilt with me for some time. I don't know if I'll ever come back. If I do, I won't be doing what I do now. Thank fuck, he should not be coming back, period. I leave scuffles with streamers to other people, so he's asking other people to pick up the torch. Thank you to those who supported me. It meant the world to me. Thank you to those who were genuine with me too, even if we didn't get along. If you truly care about making this space a more loving place and putting in the work, I support you. This isn't about me, and there are better, kinder people who do far more than I have ever done. As much as there are things I love in the VTuber community, I've grown to be very anxious and miserable. I fucking believe that. Oh, I don't have it in me to keep doing what I've been doing the last couple of years, and for whatever good I've done, I don't want to cause hurt any longer. At least he admits it. I don't want to act and speak impulsively in ways that don't align with my values or the world I want. For some, it's good news that I'm leaving, and for others, I know I may be letting them down. The world is in a dark place, but I don't want to be consumed by that darkness. I'll be making this account private shortly. If you want to reach out, DMs will be open. And, oh, did he delete the fucking post where it shows that I don't have it anymore, I guess. Okay, well, whatever. Doesn't really matter that much. My head hort, please forgive me. Bint, yes. Yes. Now, chat, would it surprise you? Here, we'll go back to this. Would it surprise you? He says, I'm done with the internet. I'm leaving. Okay. Would it surprise you that not even an hour into this, Smugalana retweets him talking about how he wanted to do life ruination, and he has to tweet, I think you should also take a break. Oh, for fuck's sake, man. I Oh, man, it didn't take even an hour. Not even 1 hour, chat. He made a 10+ thread about leaving Kirsch alone, then the tweet about her an hour later. Yeah. It's just insane, my man. Absolutely fucking insane. Now, let's talk about some of the fallout. Let's talk about some of the fallout, chat. First, Mr. Medicare came out from his anime bunker, where his spine is crashing and falling apart, to say, to laugh at him, basically. Very much deserved. Very much deserved, in my personal opinion. And in addition to this, Nyara had their own comments. Nyara had their own comments, and we're going to read them. They decided that this deserved to be on their main profile. See, other than trying to put down Chibi on their secondary account, Nyara decides to put this on their main account. That, I guess, is shadow banned into oblivion, which is kind of funny. Join the club, Nyara. You post too much porn or too much sus stuff and you're gonna get tagged. Join the club. Nyara says, this space won't feel the same without Ben. I agree, the space will feel much better without a fucking serial harasser. Harasser is not a word. The space will feel better without Bint. I'll just say that. I know how getting into the mud can affect your mental health. Well, let me finish. VTubers are more vocal now, meaning it won't be such a heavy burden to carry, but the toxicity can still affect you. I'm wishing you the best, and my DMs are always open. I'm going to be completely honest with you. There was a moment where I thought that Nyara would grow beyond just being a drama whore, because they told me that that's what they were going past in the DMs. Oh my gosh, we've gotten nothing but ceiling yippies tonight.
8952 tipped $10 to change the Yippie's batteries. Say what you will about smug Alana, she cares about Kirsha as a friend. I guarantee you she was reveling in Ben's downfall like the rest of us were on UTT last night.
Oh, I agree. And I don't hate smug Alana. I just think that she's got some retarded takes. With very, very different and mutually exclusive, you know. You can think somebody's retarded, but still think that they're a good person, you know. You know. So, I think that what she did was just fine. But I'm going to tell you, Nyara claims that they know how this affects their mental health, and I do believe to some extent that they do. But I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't think Nyara has any way of stopping. And the reason, all right, the reason why I don't think Nyara will ever stop is because unlike some people who are probably more genuine, I do think Nyara does this because it gets them attention. Because again, I have DMs with Nyara where they literally said that they were interested in not just being a rage baiter all day on the internet. And I'm going to be honest with you. If they would have done that, if they would have evolved past this, if they would have been able to move on from all of this bullshit that they do, because make no mistake, the biggest difference between them and Bint is the fact that they got more attention than Bint with some of this life ruination stuff. But like, Nyara told me they wanted to move past it. And I wanted to believe them because I wanted to see the good in everybody. You know, obviously now it's been 6 months, maybe even getting closer to a year. But I don't believe that Nyara will ever change. I don't think that Nyara will ever be the good that they want to see in the world. I think that Nyara is just... excuse me. I think that Nyara is just a grifter now. They know that it gets them attention to rage against the machine, and maybe sometimes the machine responds back. Maybe sometimes Asmongold or Tectone or any of these big streamers will give you, you know, another 5 seconds of fame, Nyara. So you gotta say all of these unhinged things on Twitter. You gotta talk about children and grooming them and getting them to take things and being just as miserable as you are. You know, I used to believe that Nyara was above that. I used to believe that potentially, maybe, there was a place where we could have actual discussion and maybe even actual debate about these problems. But not anymore. I don't think that that's what Nyara is as an individual. And it really sucks because I did want to have those debates. I did want to have those discussions. As somebody that was dysphoric as a child, I think that having somebody like Nyara that somewhat knows what they're talking about would have been an actual individual to have debates on when it came to these issues. But no, that's not, unfortunately, what we're seeing. What I am seeing instead is a grifter who sees that there is an incentive to do this. And, oh my gosh, Ebonics Kang, thank you for the 20 gifted memberships. Make sure you say thank you if you got them. I'll let 1 or 2 of them show up, and then we're going to mute it. Is it going to pop up? There it goes. All right. Thank you. Very much appreciate it. But no, I think that Nyara has degraded themselves to becoming nothing but whatever this is. And it's really sad to me. Because I want to see the best in people. I want people to become the best version of themselves. And even though I disagreed with Nyara, there was a part of me at one point that believed that maybe... You can make fun of me. Please make fun of me for this. I probably deserve to be laughed at for thinking that this was like possible. you know. But part of me thought maybe one day I could get them to apologize to Kirsch. Thank you for the banana. I appreciate that. No, I don't think I ever talked about this with them in DMs. I'd have to look back. But I genuinely thought to myself, Nyara really fucked it up. But if they are genuine, or as genuine as they wanted to sell to me, maybe I could get them to at the very least apologize for trying to commit life ruination. And maybe, you know, you could have actual discussions with people. No. Still looking for that person, by the way. Still looking. Still want, you know, to find somebody that is on the other end of the wall. You know, I almost crossed into a realm of degeneracy and sadness. I'm looking for somebody that's not on that side, that basically is, that can be a good person. Definitely not Nyara. I think they're going to try and take the mantle of trying to do whatever Bint did. You're retarded if you think that. Oh, I was. Not anymore. Not anymore. Sorry, that thing fell off my microphone. I definitely not going to make that same mistake twice with them. Absolutely not. At this point, I'm just going to laugh at them when they do something stupid. That's it. That's depressing to me. Say, I do pray, I do meditate, I keep up with the Lord. I do feel like there was a chance for something. Anyway, I'm done lamenting on what could be. Nyara fucking sucks. They're never going to move on from what they're doing. Let's talk about one of Bint's other friends, Kenny, or Kenisu, or whatever, fuck. You might notice I have him blocked. I've had him blocked for a little while now, believe it or not. And the reasoning why I have him blocked is because he's a bit of a two-faced individual. Brief recap. Back during the beginning of the Cinder stuff, I had a pretty retarded falling out with a certain horse girl, not Tomoe, the other one. And this guy and I, there was at one point when I thought he was gonna broker some sort of peace, or try and allow a talk to happen. Thank you for the 2. I blame Denims for giving their attention. Denims gave them 5 seconds of fame. Oh, that's all they're seeking. But anyway, there was hold on, let me unmute this. Is he gonna read it? Here, I'll replay it.
VTuber with a jester/octopus mommy milf avatar.
At Internet's in Master 8952 tipped Octopus Mommy MILF $10.
Nyara tries to be the new Bint. He'll have to fight with Sylvie for that. Also, if Klaus has made almost as many enemies as Bint, meaning the farms might go after him. I got no comment on that. But anyway. Basically, and I'd already been a little weirded out by Kenny. Not because of the Bint stuff. But just of how he acted. But he was nice to me, and I was trying to be mutual and nice back to him. And my attempt was I wanted to try and make things right. Because, you know, despite how pissed off I am that a certain horse girl has essentially tried to slander and ruin opportunities for me and somebody. Me and Mizu. I wanted to try and see if there was somehow middle ground. And I didn't end up doing it because I found out that he was basically saying stupid shit behind my back. And I am not interested in trusting or brokering with people when they're saying things behind my back the way he did. And so I blocked him and I refused to interact with him. And so that's why I blocked him.
At Ebon, Nix King discovered Mom has milkers
Thank
and
you for
gave
the $5.
$4.99. These types never learn they are ironically a lost cause.
Mm-hmm. But that's why I blocked him. So I had him blocked pretty much probably at 6 months at this point. Because I'm done with people like I'm done with people being two-faced, you know? If you're not going to treat me the same as how you would talk to some other if you want to shit talk me a little bit, fine. I don't care. But like if you're going to be that two-faced, I'm just not interested. All right? I am not interested. Anyway. So why is Kenny involved in this? Because Kenny was mentioned in the apology. Well, when Bint was doxxed, and I'm not going to open up the screenshot because it does contain personal information from people. But when Bint was doxxed, Kenny's name was in that Discord server. People were, and there's other people I really don't give a shit about. But Kenny's name was there and his picture was there. So people were like, hang on a moment. What's Kenny doing there? And they started to ask. And they looked at Kenny's tweets. And I again, like I said, I kind of noticed this sort of after the fact. But like people realized, oh, Kenny likes to interact with Bint a lot. And so if Kenny interacts with Bint on Twitter, and then also he is in Bint's VTubers streams, a VTuber account, by the way, that's not widely public, then what's his relationship? Now, this person shares the screenshot. Kenny says, it's your own screenshot, or in your own screenshot, excuse me. This was for a collab server for an event I was invited to by someone else to attend like 2 months ago. I was on stream for less than 30 minutes, mostly talking about books, I think. And then they said, NBinted put out a statement saying that you guys have been friends. And he's like, oh, that doesn't contradict what I said. Again, doing what a politician does. Doing what a fucking politician does. All right? I don't care, but they're saying that you guys are friends. And instead of trying to just say, you know, he should have just said nothing, in my personal opinion. Said nothing and moved on. He just tried to say, oh, it was just for an event. And then he says, I'm done talking about this. Now, here's the problem. And I'm loading this a little bit here. Kenny isn't just another shitter on Twitter. He's also an editor. He has edited for pretty big people, including the horse girl, including the other horse girl, the one that we like. He's also edited for Pippa and a couple of other individuals. Well, he took the names out of his YouTube page, and I will say I don't agree with this. You should not be going to people's pages and trying to see if his connections also agree with what Bint says and does. I saw that Pippa was just like saying, don't try and tag me in this or I will block you. And I'm gonna be real, Pippa is fair to say that, you know, just because he has edited 2 shorts, by the way, for Pippa, doesn't mean that you should like go and ask her about him. He probably made $20 off of her. $20 off of her. Probably like $10 a short. And you know, people are like trying to use Kenny to try and harm other VTubers. Even if I think those other VTubers suck ass and I might wonder things about them, I think that, again, people need to not try and harass these other individuals. Okay? And I will say as well, you shouldn't harass Kenny. I do think it is kind of weird that he's just trying to ignore the fact that he was friends. Because, to be fair, I know why he's ignoring it. If he admits that he knew Bint as a friend, it calls into question a lot of what he's okay with. Because Bint did a lot of horrible shit. Shit that, like shit that if Mizu did, I wouldn't be his friend, you know? Because, like, me and Mizu are assholes, you know, and sometimes we laugh at people on Twitter. But asking for life ruination is, like, not something that... asking for life ruination and doxing, those are 2 big things where it's just like, I don't think I can trust you as a friend. I just don't. So while I don't necessarily think that Kenny holds those values, he's not helping himself at all here. And so he should have just said nothing and tried to do nothing about it. Staying quiet is typically the best answer. But now he's removed those VTubers he worked for from his page. And a lot of people are upset at him. A lot of people. Rightfully so, in my personal opinion. Kenny was not really... again, he has replied under Bint's tweets a lot. Some of the stuff that he said indicated that he was in support of other life ruination attempts. So... don't really feel that bad for you. Kent went after Kirsch's sponsors himself. I believe that. I believe that. I'm sure that Kirsch has got that backed up. I'm sure she saves all of that. But, can't say I feel very sorry for him. And neither does Mizu. Neither does Mizu. And I'll echo what Mizu says here. He says people are still drawing the lines between NBinted's all and other VTubers that otherwise would be publicly against him. All I'll add to it is that every VTuber who hates me is an idiot who's either secretly okay with Bint or too closely connected to them for comfort. The Mizu was right jar overflows with the crimes of my haters. All I have to say is, I said this to Mizu when we were talking about it. I was like, my man, your jar overfloweth. Your jar is broken with how much money you're making because people, you've just been right. Because Mizu's been right about all of it. Took him a couple of months. People being retards, but Mizu's been right. Mizu, he's just been right. Okay. Last thing for the Bint stuff, and then we're going to move on to some other random topics to close out the stream. And by the way, I want to say thank you to everybody tonight. You guys have been fantastic. Make sure you like the stream if you haven't already. But now we need to talk about something that I feel like is a concern of mine. And I'm not like... I need to make it clear right now. I do not condone what Bint did by any way, shape, or form. And I do not shed any tears for people that commit life ruination. All right? You know, if people just like are assholes on the internet, I don't care. Because we're all assholes at the end of the day on the internet. You know, people have opinions, they all suck, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Oh my god, she's got milkers!
For the 5.
At Internetsin Master 8952 discovered mom has milkers and gave $5. Truly, Mizu is the blue Voldemort of VTubing. Everyone fears him.
Very much so. Excuse me. And I'm front loading this by saying I don't like what Bint did, and I will never shed tears for the fact that enough people were autistic enough to figure him out. At the end of the day, that's his fault. Maybe he shouldn't have engaged with what he did. That's all I'm going to say on that. But on the flip side, I really don't like it when people act no better than he is. Grixit, or Triggered, who has, in my personal opinion, been unfairly attacked by Bint. Bint has one of Bint's life missions, in addition to trying and ruining Kirsch's life, is oftentimes by spreading this man's name on the internet. Very unfairly so, in my personal opinion. It is not. I can't think of any reason why this man deserves to have his name thrown out on the internet. I'm not really the biggest fan of Triggered. I think that he is a little terminally online. In fact, I think he's a little more than just a little bit terminally online. But I don't think that he deserves to have his information spread out there on the internet. I just think that all you should do is, if he says something stupid, like with anybody, you laugh at them, then you move on. But Ben has decided to make it his life mission to share this man's docs whenever possible. And I don't know how much that includes. It's at the very least part of his name. And I disavow that. I absolutely fucking disavow that. And I say that because my rule on doxing is that you don't do it. If you accidentally do it, you say sorry, you move on, and you try and remove it. But you don't do it. And the reason why you don't do it is because doxing is a tool that is used purely for the fact to cause fear and scare people. And I don't believe in doing that. I don't believe that whatsoever. I've never believed that. And I never will believe that, in my personal opinion. I think that if somebody is committing a crime, you should go to the police. There is, in my personal opinion, no world where people's names should be thrown around when they are being anonymous on the internet. None whatsoever. If you think crimes are being committed, go to the police. If the police don't care, then fucking move on. All right? I say this because once Bint was doxxed, Triggered was one of the first people to just throw his name around. And I disavow that too. I'm just going to be real with you. I understand that Bint has been an absolutely horrid individual towards Triggered, and he has my sympathy for that. But I am not one who also thinks that by being as evil, or by even taking a fraction of the evil that your enemy has taken, restores everything that is that has been taken from you. Your internet anonymity is gone, and you're not going to regain it, and you're not going to have any form of repair by doing that the same to him. At least in my personal opinion. I don't believe in eye for an eye. I don't believe in getting revenge on the individual by literally doing the exact same thing that they are doing. And it honestly kind of worries me. Honestly. I worry that some people, and I really don't have a list, but it's just like, I worry that some people are going to have this incident where, and in no uncertain terms, I think Bint is legitimately evil with how he's chosen to act. Excuse me. All right, Bint is, in my personal opinion, evil. He has done things, in my personal opinion, that has gone into the real life of multiple individuals, and that's not cool. My worry is that is now just going to be used on both ends of the spectrum, and I'm not really for that. Again, I will not shed a tear that Bint was so dumb and built so many enemies that the only way he got taken down is by being doxxed. I shed no tears, but I'm not going to pretend that shouting his name on every single one of your tweets, or a lot of your tweets at the very least, is like acceptable to me, because it's not. And you know, can think I'm retarded or stupid for that, but legitimately, I really don't want that to become a standard. You know, I think that there are ways to get back at people that have damaged you. But I am worried that this is now going to become a norm where if you don't like somebody on the internet, it's just go dox them and try and scare them off of the internet. And I'm not saying scaring more Bints off the internet. I'm just saying I'm worried that it's going to be used towards people that aren't as bad. That's kind of my worry or my concern. I don't know. You can disagree with me. I really don't care. Again, I would not intentionally, at the very least, try to dox somebody. And I just worry about where this is going to go. That's my only concern. That's my only concern about this. You know, again, you can disagree with me. That's fine. I don't mind. I just think that this it's just, I don't know. Live by the sword, die by the sword, make him an object lesson so the tards will calm down. My problem and my worry is that he's not going to be the only one. Again, I shed no tear for these people. But what about people who aren't like Bint? What about people that are just like on the opposite end of the spectrum, but they're just shitters?
At Internetsin Master 8952 tipped $10 to change the EP's batteries. The good news is if the farms are anything like the Chans in mindset, they'll have a not your personal army mentality, so people trying to weaponize them won't end well. Especially after Turkey Tom.
Yeah, that's fair. But again, it's just like, what about people that are on the opposite ends of your political spectrum? And they're not like as bad as Bint, but you really just don't like how their opinions or what they do. And I'm not saying anybody in specific would do that. I'm hoping nobody in specific would do that. But that's my concern. So we'll have to see how that goes. I hope I'm proven wrong. I hope that nobody does do that. Yeah, I just I shed no tears for Bint. I'm glad that his harassment that he's done over multiple people is probably going to come to an end. I know that there's other individuals who will try and pick up the mantle and be retarded while doing it. I just yeah. That's my talk on it, you know. And if Kirsch sues him, I will contribute to her GoFundMe. Oh, goodness. Excuse me. I'm not wrong to be concerned if the hive madness like the farms is taken out. The ability of people trying to repeat what happened will be much lower. True. I also think it will lead to more legislation as well. And my worry is that if people do that more and more, it will lead to people trying to restrict the internet. And I'm not really for that either. I'm not really for that either. Okay, that's Bent. You were here for Bent. You may leave now. You don't want to stick around. Totally understandable. I have other things that I'd like to cover. I have a lot of other little things I'd like to cover. So we're going to get into those now. I have some Emaru stuff, some Tectone stuff, and I guess Mizkif, because Mizkif also fits in there. So give me a moment, and I'll pull that up. I have other stuff to talk about as well, but I'm just letting you know that's what's next. Okay. Let's talk about OTK for a few minutes, chat, shall we? Let's round it off on some circus. Some real good circus here, all right? All right, give me one moment. I gotta pull up a picture. There's the picture. There's the picture that we want to see. This is the beautiful, beautiful face here. I hope you guys are happy to see this man's face again. Chat, today we're going to talk a little bit about the trash fire that is OTK and Mizkif. Mizkif, Emaru, Tectone, Asmongold, all of them fucking people. And not really Asmongold. He's not really interesting into this today. So when last we left all of these individuals, I believe Asmongold asked for the court to dismiss his side of the lawsuit for failure to state a claim. Or something along those lines. I think I'm going demon mode. Oh no. So, what's happening in the world of Mizkif? Nope, not that one. Not that one. We gotta... Yeah, we'll start with this first. This is amazing. This is amazing. Mizkif says that he's writing a book about his toxic ex, Emaru, and will expose her for who she really is. He previously stated that Emaru enjoys neglecting, starving her rabbits, so he'll donate the money from the book sales to the National Rabbit Society of Humanity. Let's listen to this.
I'm writing my book. I'm literally going to write my book, chat, and it's going to expose everything. It's going to be insane, by the way. It's already being written. I've already been writing it.
How much do you believe that he's actually writing a book right now? Please tell me. Please tell me right now, chat. How far do you think he's into the book? Do you think he's written 1 chapter, 2, 3, 4? How many sections of this book are actually going to be about how many plushies he's been pelted with? It wasn't obvious, by the way. I'm not really on either side of Emaru or him. But, oh, fuck. I don't know. Does he know how... I know he knows how to make videos and documentaries, but does he know how to write? I'm curious. He's written the intro only. ChatGPT, 5 chapters. Fair.
I've already been writing it. I write down every single thing that happens to me and try to remember everything that's happened, which legit, I'm just probably going to go to 4chan and find out more that I forgot.
He's got to go to 4chan because he can't remember all this shit. I don't know what he's on, if he was ever on anything. He definitely sounds like he's been on something, whether it's substance or not, or just mental. But he has to go to 4chan to remember. He has to go to 4chan to remember. Oh, fuck. What happened to him?
It's going to expose everything. And my book is going to be $1, and it's going to go to...
His book is going to be $1. Okay.
To the National Rabbit Society of Humanity, and that's where all the money's going to go. Any proceeds. It's going to go to the National Rabbit Society of Humanity and aerodynamics.
So he's going to write a book about her. It's going to cost $1. And all the proceeds are going to go to the Rabbit Preserve. Digital release? Nah, motherfucker. That shit's going paperback. I like this. I like this. Hold on. Hold on. What the fuck?
At Internet's in Master 89.
Why is he saying that he never said this?
The appease batteries. 69 pages, ghostwritten by ChatGPT. Wait, he's gonna be citing 4chan? And he's saying that publicly? He just invited all of the trolls to do the funniest thing ever.
Yeah. Why is he saying this isn't him? I never said this. 99% of the clips are trash. Bro, that's literally you. Is he claiming that this is AI? Is he claiming that this video is just AI? It is poor quality. But is this AI then? This literally looks like his house right now. I don't know. I don't know, man. Is this deep fake? It can't be. It looks real. I don't. I don't know, man. The problem is he's so insane that I'd believe it if it was a deep fake. Because he sounds so insane. I don't know, chat. What do you think? Do you believe him or not? Anyway, let's watch this clip because this clip is amazing. This clip is absolutely amazing as well. This is so this is for those that don't know. Tectone lost his protective order case. He cannot talk about, mention, or go within 200 feet of Pink Chew. But Ms. Kiff thinks he's got him. Ms. Kiff thinks that he can call the police and get him arrested. Why? Well, apparently, Tectone commented, allegedly. It says allegedly, which means that I would have to see some proof. I would love to see some proof. You know, Ms. Kiff, very shoddy proof sometimes. I'm going to be real with you. Ms. Kiff is alleging that Tectone commented on a video that has a picture of Pink Chew. And because he did that, he broke his protective order, which could get him arrested. Let's listen to this. Let's hear what he has to say.
Protective order broke.
Okay, this might be the he might have commented. Who knows?
Tectone responded to my YouTube video.
Here, let me turn it up. Sorry. Yeah, we'll go back a little bit. Why is he playing fucking music like that?
Tectone responded to my YouTube video? What? What an idiot. What an actual retard.
Stop playing copyrighted music. Granted, I did play copyrighted music myself.
Why would he do that? There's literally a on a 20-minute video. There's
the first 15 minutes it was up.
In the first 15 minutes it was up? Bro,
gosh damn it, man. I'm already gonna have to
there.
remove the first part of my video anyway. Like the stream, chat. Like the stream. So here, we're just gonna rewind it back here. So, according to this individual, Tectone commented on this video. And this video has a picture of Pink Chew in it. That's not how that works. Yeah, that's not how I think it works either. And, you know, Tactical Templar, I think that he's... Tactical Templar is Tactical Templar. Pointing out he's a retard. I kind of agree. Here's my thoughts. Here's my thoughts on it. Spoiler alert. I think he's bullshitting. Just to get his audience's attention. I say, call the police, please. That would be funny if true. Although instead of asking Arando, I'd rather ask Legal Mindset since he might know better. Now, I didn't get Legal Mindset to respond, but I did get another lawyer to respond. Ava says, I'll tell you right now, Miskiff is attempting to comment on Tectone's protective order, accusing him of breaking it, sharing that information with the public, can land him in a shitload of hot water. Opens him up to a civil action by Tectone or Pikachu. Not to mention the criminal implications of attempting to interfere with an order you're not a party of. I don't know how Texas works, but I know California can hit you pretty hard for pulling this kind of bullshit. Oh, Ava thinks that this man is, like, dancing too close to the sun. And, I'm gonna be honest, I think he is. I still recall that he claimed that Pikachu gave him information that I just don't believe it. I don't know how he got it, but I don't believe that she gave it to him. Because this man is a fucking retard. Fucking retard that has no idea what he's doing, what he's talking about. Oh, excuse me. But, you know, if you think he violated his protective order, Tectone, call the fucking police. Call him. Be so easy to get him in jail. Listen, if you got Tectone put in jail, so many people would cheer for you. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. Okay? Shut the fuck up. Anyway, he's not the main focus of today. The main focus is Emaru. Now, I have covered this clip already. I'm going to give you a brief recap. Emaru was asked her thoughts on ICE. And she basically said that if you need a streamer who doesn't even know about politics to tell you about politics, you need to get off the internet. Based opinion in my opinion. Based take in my personal opinion. Because a lot of streamers on the internet, I'd say myself probably included, know next to nothing about real politics. You know, you can come and get those opinions from me. I'm not going to stop you. But, like, you probably shouldn't be seeking them from a lot of idiots online. There's very few streamers that you should get them from, least of which Hassan Piker. But, you know, in her infinite wisdom of just trying to say, if you don't ask me for political choices because I'm not a politics person, people are being fucking retarded towards her and saying that she is racist because she doesn't have comments on something. Now, Denims was one of the biggest people to do this. Probably the most prominent. You probably had fucking, I just said his name, Hassan. You probably had Hassan's doing this shit too, where they're perpetuating the idea that if you're not political on the internet, you must be for the wrong side of politics. You're on the wrong side of history if you're not going to say anything about how evil America is right now. Don't you know that there is a war in Gaza right now? And also, there is now a war in Minnesota. So you have to speak up on it, because if you don't, you might just be a racist chud. I've said it multiple times already. I think this is retarded. You can do a streaming career without saying something. There's a lot of streamers, big ones on the internet, who don't say anything about politics. And they get away with it because it's not their wheelhouse. You're not going to go ask random ass streamers that play video games, what's your opinion on the war in the Middle East? He's just not going to do that because that's not their place to answer. And in my personal opinion, it's very unhealthy, very terminally online behavior. If you guys need a reminder, by the way, you turn off the computer, go outside. Statistically, you're more likely than not able to go out there and see good life, if that makes sense.
She's got milkers.
At Internet's Master 8952 discovered Mom has milkers and gave $5.
I kind of figured you did.
Hassan did go after Amiru this week. And it backfired on him too. That and his own stupidity in politics.
I kind of figured. Gaza ceasefire, Hassan most affected. Yeah, don't you know that there's like a problem in Gaza? Oh, excuse me. But people just are so terminally online that they think that they can just force somebody to have a political opinion. Now, for me, maybe a lot of other people as well, I'd just say I don't care. I don't have an opinion. I'm not focused on a country that I'm pretty sure most people can't point out on a map. But you're not allowed to think that. And so, unfortunately, Emiru caved and gave a long message about that caving. We're going to talk about it. And there was some implications in what she said that were kind of funny, which is why we're going to talk about them as well. Oh, let's go here. This is from Emiru. It's very rare I will speak my mind. Accurate. I'd rather get my thoughts out there, so apologies if this is long. There's a clip from my stream that has been circulating a lot, so I'd like to explain it for anyone who was hurt or shocked by it. When the clip starts, I was responding to a mod asking a question that included the word ICE. I'm not someone who normally comments on or gives my opinions on serious real-world topics, so it didn't really click to me that they were referring to the agency. You can see the clip where I say, thoughts on ICE? There's an instant cut afterwards that makes it seem like I'm responding directly to that question, which I'm not. To clarify, since this has gotten a lot of people speculating about my real thoughts, it should go without saying no one deserves to live their life in fear of being killed or taken away from their homes or families, regardless of who's doing it, but especially not because of ICE or any other government agency. I understand the world is a very cruel and messed up place. You don't have to study politics or actively read the news to know that. I would never want to invalidate anyone's struggles with those things, and an agency like causing fear and suffering deserves zero support. To me, that's not political. It's basic human empathy. I never made comments on stream about ICE in the first place. That was a dishonest and intentionally maliciously clipped post. It's a very common thing that clip accounts do to streamers, and it's becoming more and more common, but it should go without saying, no one should have to live in fear or suffer because of who they are or where they are from. This is something that's always been important to me. I just tend to try and focus on my creative stuff around games and cosplay rather than try and make up room in an environment already polluted by misinformation and hatred. Additionally, I thought I might as well bring it up now. It's a very traumatic and personal topic, so that's why I avoided talking about it. I will never be friends with anybody who abuses anyone, assaults anyone, or consumes content that enables the abuse of children. Now, chat, what do you think she's talking about right there? A lot of people have thoughts about who she's talking about right there. I kind of do too. But we'll jump back to it. I've always been a creator who is friends or on good terms with basically everybody. Streamers in Texas, in LA, and in all different bubbles. And this has unfortunately included some bad actors. A lot of people have questioned how these bad actors found their way into my circle, but it is certainly not because I am okay with vile behavior. Not abuse, not sexual assault, nor pedophilia. These guys did their best to hide their behavior, not only from me, but from everyone around us as long as they possibly could. As serious allegations or evidence came out, I always immediately dropped them and vowed to never make content with them again. Basically, everyone in Austin did the same. These incidents, multiple of them of course, were something that the streamer community here talked about extensively and affected all of us a lot. I thought actions over words, never interacting with those people again and preventing them from being involved in the streamer community activities, a lot of which in Austin are hosted by me, would send a clear message that this type of shit isn't welcome. I suppose maybe that did not make how I felt clear. Well, I hope this makes things more clear. Anyone who abuses people or children is not my friend and never will be again. Always has been this way and always will continue to be that way. I know this won't stop people from taking issue with the way I do things. I don't expect it to. I'm saying this because I know my community and friends are fatigued. That's pretty much it. Thank you for taking the time to read this. I will continue doing what I usually do. I just wanted to finally say something because the speculation and lies were getting out of control. It's likely to continue, but I hope putting my stance out there will help those who already feel unsupported and unsafe, like there's one less person trying to send hatred their way. Who abused children in the clique? She's talking about the Lucari guy getting caught with stuff on his computer. That, by the way, I've heard still hasn't been properly proven. It's just implied what is on his computer. So. Anyway. Tectone had some thoughts about this. Now, again, she says here, this bit right here made a lot of people wonder, is she talking about Tectone and Lucari? Because those two people who are in OTK were in some controversy recently. So, let's see what Tectone thinks about this. Let's see. And you tell me what you think.
Clearing things up. She ain't talking about me. She talking about Lucari and Miz. She ain't talking about me. Okay?
Oh, okay. Here, what rule? Excuse me. I'm gonna be done soon, chat. We're gonna restart this.
Clearing things up. She ain't talking about me. She talking about Lucari and Miz. She ain't talking about me. Okay? Hey, let's keep that shit 100%.
I don't know, man. Are you sure? She already disavowed Mizkif. I don't know, man. It's not definitive. Definitely not definitive, but I don't know, man.
That shit ain't about me. Motherfucker, hey, that's about...
All right, if it's not about you, bring her on camera. Get her to call you. Because otherwise, I kind of just assume that, that she's talking about you.
Miz and Lucari, fucking get the fuck off of me. Get the fuck off of me. Everybody's saying, oh, that's you. Fuck no, it's not. Fuck no, it's not. Twitter disagrees with you? Yeah, because that fits their headcanon. Jesus.
I'm going to be honest. I think she was talking about him. Just being real. I think she was talking about him. I'm just being real. Just being real. I think she's talking about him. Where's Norm Macdonald when you need him? Well...
Now, this might strike some viewers as harsh, but I believe everyone involved in this story should die.
Well... Yeah. Yeah. Chat, to close out the night. Due to legal action, I allegedly think she's talking about him. Allegedly? Yes. Tectone accusing Miz without proof. Must be another day ending with Y. Yeah. Yeah. Close out the night. Got one more little thing here. And I have other stuff. I think I'm going to save some of it for tomorrow. Because I want to be done. Again, chat. For those that weren't here earlier, you want to see something? You want to see something here, chat? Look how many words I've written for my script. It's going to be more than one video, I'm pretty sure. I was trying to do one video. It's probably going to be more than one. I'm going to be done with this video. I'm actually thinking about getting Wingstop, because now I want Wingstop, because I'm not going to get the fries, because fuck the fries, but I want Wingstop now. Thank you for the banana. I appreciate it. But there you go, chat. I'm 6,000 words in, over 14 pages. And, yeah. Just to note, the last video I made was 25 pages. Anyway, Ms. Kiff wants to let you know, Fuck ice. Ms. Kiv wants to make sure that you know. Fuck ice. I want wings. Get wings then. All of you get wings. Beautiful. Get them. They're amazing.
Obviously, Occo is a bad
Thank you
example
for the
because
5.
it's a lost cause.
And Avenged 900 tipped $5 to the lost cause. So it's a 1,000 page script?
No. Oh gosh, no. Script? You mean the script? Yeah, that was my script so far. That is my script so far. And yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. It's going good so far. I'm not gonna like spoil too much, but I'm very happy with how it's going. I'm gonna rewrite some of the beginning stuff. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. Anyway, I hope you guys had a good one today. Make sure that you hit like on the stream if you're on YouTube. Follow me over on all of my other platforms, especially Kick. We love everybody on all of these platforms, especially on my Kickers. And we'll be back tomorrow. Let me see. Let me see who is live right now. Oh, I know where we're going. I know where we're going, chat. I know where I'm sending you today. I'll see you guys tomorrow for more stuff. We might have special stuff tomorrow, but I'll see you guys tomorrow. And yeah, thank you so much, everybody that was here today. Thank you especially for everybody that donated. Hope that you guys have a fantastic one, and I'll see you later. Go enjoy Cinder. I guess she's playing a horror game right now. And I will see you guys